Glenn does. Jerry is the person above Glenn, right?
Okay.
His job is basically going to lunch, right?
Yeah. Powerful meetings,
Yeah.
shaking hands real hard.
We're gonna go up to the CEO now. The people that sit around a table and who knows what they're doing? Nobody knows what they talk about.
Playing cards.
What connection does that person have to what you do and what the customer gets? It just seems like you could really chop like 5 or 6 levels off of any job and the company would still run perfectly.
Think about your job. Now imagine your manager isn't there. How much smoother would your day run?
I mean, how many of you work a job where you don't even know who the fucking CEO is of the company? That means they're absolutely useless. They're parasites.
They're on the top, getting most of the money, sending their kids to private school, driving the fanciest cars, and they can't make a sandwich. Every new level of hierarchy is more money coming out of your paycheck. Unions are fucking great because it's not HR.
You need solidarity with the other workers. We need to use that and exercise that. You and your other workers are the most important people at that company. I mean, hell, the way I think about it, maybe you don't get a union at all and you just take the whole company away from the bosses, and that's called a co-op.
For the almighty dollar, everyone's a slave. Cause what's the point of doing shit if you ain't getting paid?
I mean, I tell you what, even the jobs that paid me nothing, like when I was first learning them, it was like, all right, I can do this. You just need somebody to get the plates and make them go from here to here. I can be the master of that. I was really into that, and I can do that. But after a while, it's like, you guys treat me like shit, and I get the plates from here to here every fucking time, and you talk down to me and shit. What's going on?
Jesus,
you're counting my lunches. Like, you're looking at what I'm eating. You're like figuring out when I'm going out to smoke. Like, all of a sudden, you're in my shit. But all you said you wanted from me was the plates to go from here to here, and I'm getting the plates from here to here.
God, that was the most accurate representation of how I feel when I get a job. At first, I'm helpless. I'm a little baby. I'm sucking off the tea to the manager to tell me what I need to do. You know, I don't want to, my wings aren't fully formed yet. And then once I learn what I'm doing, I'm like, y'all could treat me a lot better for this. I deserve a lot more for this.
Wow, this is some bullshit right here. Now that you kicked me out of the nest and I'm flying through the sky and trying to flap my wings here, I don't think you're giving me enough.
I don't like this
You
at
didn't
all.
set me up right.
Before we commence expelling this ghost from this location, before we save Jake from the lock, I will light the ceremonial herb that will give us the sight, that will give us the power we need to set Jake free. My Twitter's not working out here. Let's see if you can get a ghost. Go ahead and try. I summon the ghost into ghostly ghostness. Come the fuck out if you're a real ghost. Now. Demand it. This is how we fucking hunt ghosts. And as we've pointed out, and as we've said, there are no ghosts. So this is where the ghosts live, from what we know. And he's not home. Let me see, let me try this. Jake, you may overtake my body. I accept you into my heart and soul. Please, if you are here, take control of me. Use me as a vessel. Gross. Nothing. Yeah, no ghosts. So I guess the lesson of Beaver Creek is there's no such thing as ghosts. There's no God, and the Bible is a lie. Off to Helltown to find out what the government's up to in the middle of fucking nowhere, Ohio. Hell yeah. Bumping out here. Can I get some of this safety herb in my lungs, please? And thank you, are welcome here. Jake, you can't have any because they drug test. Yeah, if you go to work, man, you're going to get drug
welcome to the show. It's Sunday night. We're taking your calls like we do every single week, 9 p.m. to midnight Eastern Standard Time. 614-655-3887 is the number to dial if you want to hear. We want to hear from you. Sorry. We will be taking calls for the next 3 hours. There's room in the chat, so jump in while you can. Not sure we'll get to everybody, but we try, and we do pretty good. We don't really hang up on most people, but that's what's going on tonight. Wednesday is our basement show where Brian and I in the basement just talking to each other, bullshit and all that. You can watch the show on live stream. We're on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube regularly. And subscribe to us on Twitch. Watch us on Twitch. We're trying to get the partner designation over there to help us get some more money, I guess. The Shock Jock stream helped a lot. So we need to push harder this month to get us over the hump. Thank you for tuning into the show. We are the #1 anarcho-comedy radio show on any station across the nation, and we are here to spread mess across the U.S., and we've been doing it for a very long time. This is our 10th year. 2021 is our 10th year of podcasting. It's been a long journey, and we appreciate all y'all that have helped us get here. You can find us on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube for live stream. I think I said that. And we also need some input. We need some articles for the Quarantine Zine. On December 31st, we released the Activism Zine, and this month's zine is going to be the Quarantine Zine. So we need just like 1 or 2 submissions for that. And if you want to write for any of the zines, head over to streetfightradio.com. And at the top, there is a link that says Zine Submission, and you can see all of the topics that we're looking for there in the drop-down.
The Quarantine.
Quarantine, it's happening.
Quaranzivon. Oh, how's it going?
Pretty good.
It's been a day. It's been a day.
Has it been a day?
It's been a day.
It's been a day.
Already gonna be dated by tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
By the time this posts, bean is going to be a word we're not allowed to say anymore.
People will be rolling their eyes about this tomorrow.
Yeah.
But for now, we get to soak it up.
For now, we're beaning it up, baby. I just want to say one thing.
Okay.
It's just one thing. Who eats baked beans as a snack, especially a 9-year-old? That's the odd part.
You're out of touch.
I'm not out of touch. I don't even think people eat baked beans anymore.
I have cans and cans of them. And they're beans and like maple syrup. So kids love them because they're sweet.
Kids love them. They're baked beans, I guess. I mean, whatever. I was just wondering. It just seemed like a weird snack because my daughter was 9 and she would have rather had something else, I think.
Yeah, baked beans are good to go. You just got to open the can. That's the biggest problem, and heat them up.
Yeah.
We eat them on the regular.
Yeah, we don't eat baked beans. We eat black
good.
beans. We're black bean eaters.
We eat those too.
Yeah, but
You only can pick one bean?
the only one bean for me. Only one bean in the Quimby house. The black bean.
Yeah.
Actually, no, we like all the beans. That was a lie. That was a flat out fucking bold-faced lie. We like pinto. We like refried. We like Great Northern. All of them. Mm-hmm. You know, all the beans.
The chat loves beans too, especially baked beans. They said they're a great snack.
No, they're not a good snack, but, you know, just, that's fine, though. I mean, they're a good snack in the same way grabbing a cold hot dog out of the fucking refrigerator and just chomping on it is a good snack. That's not a good snack.
I love them.
A big ass cheeseburger. I referenced big ass cheeseburgers yet. I want them to do big ass cheeseburgers on Chopped. Why don't they ever have that as a recipe, an ingredient?
What, they have to make one of those taste good?
Yeah, that's like one of the ingredients. I've been thinking about how they don't have any vending machines. They should do a whole Chopped with vending machine food from people's break rooms.
See what can be done with it.
Yeah, can you elevate that, motherfucker? I don't think you can. It all tastes bad.
What if they have like the Big Ass company come on and provide them with like the fresh versions of the ingredients?
That would be tight if we could get hooked up with the Big Ass company and eat the chef, like the person who comes up with the stuff, like just
Private dinner from the Big Ass chef
the taster's menu at the Big Ass chef place
at the Big Ass factory.
Yeah, I would do that. I would have that taster's menu.
Big Ass. I don't know if has everybody had a Big Ass cheeseburger? Do you think
They are cheeseburgers they sell at gas stations and out of vending machines at work.
Yeah.
You got to microwave them fucking things. But they call them Big Ass. And you might think Arizona, but I think it's As.
Oh, it's As.
Yeah, they're going for As. You don't say Big Arizona. Nobody says Big Arizona, you know? There's probably 8 people in the chat like, yeah, I fucking love those things. You know, all the Street Fighters from the group are like that aren't vegan or vegetarian are like, I'll fucking eat a big ass cheeseburger right now. I'll eat 10 of them.
They'll be like, oh, I actually make a casserole with that. I chop it up and mix it up with eggs and milk and cornbread and make a casserole.
I don't think
those are ugly. Man, those are ugly fucking hamburgers.
Yeah, I don't think I've had like a microwave hamburger in 3 decades, you know? I guess the JTM burgers that you get at work cookouts count, and I used to eat those. I used to love them. I'd be like, those are my favorite. I like them more than like real beef cheeseburgers that you have to patty yourself back when I was a kid, because I was like, that's close to McDonald's.
Yeah. These are Angus. They have Angus patties too.
I'll bet.
60% of your daily fat, 75% of your saturated fat. So one meal and it's done.
Yeah.
Only half your sodium for the day though, so you're gonna have to eat something to make that up. That's unfortunate.
Oh no, Brett. The Citizen app just hit me on my watch, and I have to read you what's happening now because it concerns you. 8 people fighting at Dave & Buster's at 1554 Polaris Parkway.
Oh no!
Hey,
I would have been there. We go there. We go on Half Price Wednesdays too. Oh, it's Sunday.
Hey, you shouldn't be at fucking Dave & Buster's, okay?
Today's a day. People have a lot of pent up frustration. I saw another one that said, man brandishing gun over mask dispute at BP.
Yeah.
And then I also saw earlier, like 45 minutes ago, somebody got tasered nearby.
I just saw that too. That came up when I walked in here.
Yeah.
This is just somebody got tased. The Citizen app is, first of all, I feel like me having the Citizen app means I'm going to get my vaccine before a lot of people, because it's always giving you vaccine information all day. And I have push note. It's the only app I have push notifications for, because I love to see like 2 blocks away from me, somebody got stabbed. Like, 2 blocks away, 3 people were fighting and one of them was brandishing a hatchet.
Yeah, I like it. I think. I mean, my life is pretty peaceful and quiet. It's amazing to think of what goes on just a couple blocks over.
It is weird what's going on like a mile away from your house.
Yeah, pretty close. Not close, but pretty damn close.
I don't matter where you live. Maybe if you lived in the burbs, it wouldn't kick off as much. Like,
yeah,
you and I live too close to downtown, where the thing's gonna just keep going and going and going. But maybe if you moved like out to the exurbs, it probably doesn't go off as much.
Right, that makes sense.
But it might, man. You know, there's probably a lot of mask disputes happening out in the exurbs.
Yeah, and also it's like being aware of every time someone just brandishes a gun. It's like, I mean, they probably weren't going to do anything with it. They were just,
Especially when they say knives. Like, one of these days you're going to get a thing that says a guy was brandishing a knife, and it's just me playing with my knife while I walk. You know what I mean?
Yep. In the wrong neighborhood.
Guy's playing with the guy just doing the flip knife thing, and they think he's brandishing. I'm not brandishing this thing. I'm just holding it because I like having a knife. Okay?
I get it.
Oh, I love having a knife, dude. I got a record in the mail yesterday. Got a waffle iron yesterday. Flipped that fucking thing right up, man.
That's crazy. Yeah, I have to. My neighbor has a knife, so I have to take everything I order over to him. I can't. If I had one myself, that would be incredible.
Every time I get something now with tape on it, I look at my wife and I go, check it out. And I pull it out, flip it up, and just cut, you know?
You should buy a roll of like practice tape.
Yeah.
To put in like the office where you can just tape shit and then just cut it.
So I had a way of opening boxes before I had a knife.
What was it?
Okay, so I would grab it and I would punch both sides as hard as I could and then just pull the tape up and peel it
That's how
off.
warehouse workers do it. That's my method too. I do the hug like one side and just cave the head in, like cave it, and then just grab onto that little handy pull strap and rip it right off.
Yeah. But yesterday I got the waffle iron out and I did one punch and I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Because it had styrofoam.
Yeah.
The punch didn't work as well, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I love having a waffle iron now.
It also would be nice those moments when I'm like struggling with tape, when I'm like, I'm like biting my lip and shaking and it's just stretching and it won't break. It would be nice to be able to like go full knife on it.
Yeah, it is. It's nice. I didn't know I needed a knife.
Yeah, I mean, we might not really, but
No, I don't. But now I have one.
Right.
And I love it. I love it. I'm always looking for stuff to cut now. Currently, my hand's bleeding in 2 separate spots. And I think I did that with my knife. So that's an issue that I have to overcome, you know? But I'm irresponsible with everything.
Right.
It's not just a knife. It's like I can't own a thing without being irresponsible,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
I'm on this new kick now where I want to buy self-sharpening knives. Like that's a new thing I want for my kitchen.
You mean when you put it in the case, it has
Put it in the gimmick and it sharpens the knife.
Yeah.
Because I gotta tell you the truth, dude. Getting this knife made me realize I don't know how to sharpen a knife. No idea.
Okay.
Don't know what kind of blade I have. Don't know which one of the parts of the sharpener that I'm supposed to use that I bought. And it's just kind of like, okay, well, I want new kitchen knives because mine are all dull and also $8. You know, I've never had a knife that costs. I've never had a kitchen knife that costs more than $8.
Well, that's a good way to practice your craft, though. If you can hone those things down to slice tomatoes, you know, into little sheets of paper.
It's never been easy to slice a tomato for me. I've never had a tomato that it didn't just you hit it and then the whole fucking thing just kind of.
It is crazy. We bought a Wusthof several years back. We don't have like a whole set, but I just can't believe that some of the knives that people fucking cook with. It's just unacceptable.
I've been doing it.
Everything is harder.
Yeah, for 20 years I've been doing it. And now I'm like looking into it, but then also these self sharpeners, they come in like 15 sets of 15 for $200. And I'm like, can I get like a set of 7? For $100, and then I found one, so I might buy it because that seems like a deal to me.
Yeah,
I don't need a bunch of steak knives. I'm the only fucking person in my house that eats steak.
I hate those. They throw those on for bullshit reasons. Nobody needs them that many.
I know.
You can share one and pass it around and then fucking be done with it.
They just want to say they have more pieces.
They just want to say it's a 32-piece set because you got 8 fucking steak knives.
I already have kitchen scissors, but I use them to cut pennies in half. So.
Oh yeah, you dulled them trying to show off. Yeah. But also the steak knives, I guess, though, like, if you want to scare somebody away, if you want to brandage a knife, the steak knife is a scarier knife to hold up. Because then it looks like you're actually willing to use it. Like, if you pull out your fancy pants blade, you know, and do, like, a little trick, they're like, man, this dude's weak.
Yeah.
But if you hold up a steak knife, people know you have a murderous intent.
I want to trick out my kitchen now because, like, I really have had the most piss poor kitchens in the history of my life. Like, you open a recipe and you can guarantee that, like, I don't have one of the tools in the recipe and I gotta try something else. Like, every time. I don't know who writes these recipes and what kind of kitchens they have.
I don't do Pinterest, man. They under-season. They'll tell you put a half a teaspoon of garlic in any recipe, and then they'll also demand that you have some sort of $80 chef's, what is that called? Pampered chef shit?
Silpat.
Yeah.
Mad or some shit.
Toss it in the sous vide machine real quick.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
Silpat you gotta have.
I do have Silpat.
Okay, I was gonna say.
I do have actually 2 Silpat mats.
Yeah, that's if I was trying to put together the broke ass kitchen. Someone recommended it, and this is a knife I did buy too. The Victorinox. They make like a $30 chef's knife. I only use one knife when I cook. I really don't have any use for like a deboning knife either.
You don't know the other knives?
It's all fake.
Yeah.
I mean, just the one knife, I think.
I know. I like having 2.
2 is good. 7 is not. 7 is too much.
I think 4 of them. One of them scissors, which isn't even a knife.
No.
And then one of them, yeah, the other one's a paring knife, you know?
One of those pokey things, one of those little devil's pitchfork poker things. They usually try to throw one of those in when you get those.
I don't need that. I don't. But then again, maybe if I got a recipe that said poke it with that long fork, I
Yeah.
would be pissed if I didn't have it. You know what else I want
When
now?
you're entertaining, you can't touch the meat with your bare hand. You have to use that pitchfork.
You know what else I want now, too? One of those temperature guns, but for food, not for my head. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know they had that.
Well, they got guns. You just fucking point it at the food and at the meat, and it's like, oh, it's this hot. And you're like, all right. That's for my smoking skills, you know?
Yeah.
You get the right temperature. Quick read. Thermometers read so slow. Can't believe how slow they are. Makes me crazy to sit and watch a thermometer go up.
kind?
Huh?
What kind?
The meat thermometers that you
like
buy
the
at the
metal one?
store,
Yeah.
like the one with the dial on it, you're
Yeah.
just sitting there like, is it done? I don't even fucking know. The oven's been open so long, it's 0 degrees in now. You know? But yeah, I want a good kitchen. I want like all the kitchen tools. I want to roll pasta with my mixer. You know, I want to do all that. I don't want to buy a pasta maker because I've Googled it several times and they're very expensive.
What pasta maker?
Like a pot, like a thing where you just you just dump everything in it and it makes pasta.
Yeah.
I don't got that kind of. I don't have that kind of pasta maker money.
Yeah, you do. You just talked about wasting on knives.
It's $200.
I thought so.
No, I think they're like 4. I think those things hit $400. Unfortunately, I Googled it one day and I said, "Ooh, I don't have that kind of money." But
That doesn't make any sense
yeah,
that they went up that much.
they didn't go up that much. I think they always been that much. You just didn't buy yours. You got yours for free.
Yeah, it was $250.
Oh, okay. Well, $250, but I need the knives more than I need the thing, you know. So that's all. You know, it's been a wild day
Yeah,
online.
Phillips has one for less than that. I'll show it to you.
Well, I might just get. I might get this roller for my. I have a KitchenAid.
You were like
mixer?
the richest rich bitch, dude.
Got that for free. I got that KitchenAid for free. My grandma died. I got it. So I guess it cost me my grandma. I have a KitchenAid mixer that cost me one grandmother.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just funny to think somebody like celebrating that they have something because somebody died.
I would have traded in for more. I would have traded my grandma for a car, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I didn't talk to my grandma very much there near the end, you know? I pretty much abandoned all of them, really, if we're being totally honest here.
So you made out. Did you get an old one? Did you get like the 60s one?
It is an old one, but it's the same one that everybody else has.
No, it's not. They like every good thing, they degraded in quality during the 90s and 2000s.
Well, then it's better than the one everybody else has.
Right.
See, I thought you were saying the old one would be shitty, and I was being defensive about.
I've only seen, I don't know for sure. I have a newer one, but I've only heard people complain that the new ones ain't built the same.
Yeah. So the other things I'm gonna get to before we do this is the vaccine's a mess now. It's just a certified mess. It's so frustrating to watch. Just give them to people. Just do a lottery. They used to do a lottery all the time to send people to war.
Yeah.
Just do the lottery. That's fine.
Yeah. I think really all you had to do was just tell people where to get them and they'll wait in line for days.
Dude, And here's the thing.
But
here's
not
the thing.
always.
I said this earlier today. I thought they would botch it by giving them all to rich people. That's what I thought they were going to do. That's how they were going to botch it. But if I'm being totally honest here, giving them all to rich people would be better than what they're doing with them now. Like, at some point we have to give them to the rich people, but now they're just letting them expire before they even give them to anybody. It's madness what's happening.
Yeah, Trillbillies covered it pretty good, and they talked about some stuff that I didn't really know. Like Andrew Cuomo got offended that like the community vaccine people were going to were the ones in charge, and he was like, no, the state of New York's in charge and I'm in charge of the state of New York, and then completely fucked it up.
He just botched it.
Yeah, just like everybody else was like, okay, we're gonna get this amount, we have this network, we have this list of people that we can give them to, and then he was like, nope, this is my job.
Governors are
And
our
then also-
dumbest humans. That's the
also-
other thing.
The same thing with like they're offering to teachers, like the teachers will get 800 of them, but only 300 teachers will sign up to get it because they're like don't trust it and shit.
Yeah. I find it
It should be anybody.
just give them to people now. At this
We
point,
can't
just give them to
do-
everybody.
We need to be honest with ourselves in America. We can't do this any way that makes sense. We can't do this with any sort of efficiency. Just however you get one, you get one. It's America. It's like an egg.
make enough.
They're just going to throw them in a big pile and fight your way to the middle.
Just make enough, baby. Just make enough for everybody and just say they're at CVS today. You know what I mean? And then we'll go roll in there and we'll wait outside and we'll get into fights with each other trying to get through the line. And that's just the way it's going to be. That's the way we do things.
Big
here.
American family.
People will be tasing each other and stabbing each other at the Walgreens parking lot. But you know what? We'll get them. And we'll get that vaccine. Yeah. It just is. When I'm hearing about these things expiring, it blows my fucking mind that, especially like, I was just gonna say this. It's like the governors are the weirdest motherfuckers like they're the weirdest. They're weird. It's like the only way we can make this fucking weirder and stupider is to let city council do it. You know?
City council's at least accountable to me.
Yeah, that's true.
City council we can get our hands on. These overlords are just who are they?
Mike DeWine is signing bills making people have funerals for fetuses instead of making sure that we get the vaccine. He's busy with other stuff. The libs love him. Oh, libs love Mike DeWine. LL Mike DeWine. Oh.
Yeah, I mean I don't say I love him, but sure. I mean he seemed to take it seriously at the beginning, but he squandered all of that good faith that he had. He got pressured by all the crazies too. Like he was more than willing to not stand up for public health and let Amy Acton get ran out of town, while a bunch of lunatics pressured him into saying, let's keep Ohio running.
Yeah. And now he's just like, I don't know, fucking give them to old people. And then old people are like, we don't want them. And it's like, then they're going to expire. That's it.
Yeah. That's the plan. We don't have anything else. The plan was this. These have to go to these people on the paper.
Brett, I would fucking set up a tent and sleep outside of a Walgreens to get this vaccine.
Like it was a damn Xbox or something?
Yes, I would. I fucking would, dude.
Everybody would.
In the winter, I would take days off of work to do it.
I think everybody would. I mean, the expiring was also something I had no idea was even possible. Yes. I thought there was going to be some fuckery. I knew that people were going to pay to jump the line. I did not think we would throw, but they throw food. They throw perfectly good food out. So, this is me tricking myself. This is me deluding myself and thinking that there's anything here. There's something more than. There's something more to
us.
This. Yeah, like there's more that there's a system in place that's doing something. They're not. It's like shit just fumbles through their fingers until it crashes to the ground next to me.
I would make you get a Zoom recorder and sit next to me in line so we could do shows while we waited weeks in line for the vaccine. Fucking Brett's got all this REI camping gear. Fucking I'm getting the vaccine. You know, they could have a take a number thing.
Yeah.
One of those red circle things, and I could just go to a place and pull it and be like, oh, fuck, they're on number 1,000, 100,000, 112. I'm 100,000, 150. I should fucking get my ass to the vaccination shed, which I think is where they're doing them now, in sheds outside. Like my urgent care by my house built a shed in their parking lot, and I think that's to give the vaccine to people. Come sit. It's like when people build those little like shacks for Santa Claus in their yard, or like for a demon during Halloween.
It's like a she shed.
It's like just a little nice house. It's like a little nice clubhouse, and it's like, you just go to the vaccine shed and you come out and you're vaccinated. So
yeah, that's also another one of those weird things that came out of this, is that people think that if you build a structure in a place that was outdoors before, it's still outdoors now. Like all the the whole zoning for outdoors was set in place in 2019, December 31st, and everything that you make outside of that is just still outdoors.
If you go buy like a fucking a canvas tent and make a room out of it, then that's outdoors now.
It's outdoors.
We're outdoors now. What are you doing here? But yeah. I mean, I want the fucking thing. I'm hoping that at some point they figure it out where they can just get it to people, get it to people that want it, and then let a bunch of people that want it get it. I know that the government's really against giving people what they want.
Yeah.
It's generally they don't like to do that, but get it to people who want it, and then maybe the people who are nervous about it or don't want it will then want it when people like us get. When a guy like me,
you're like, I can use my celebrity influence.
No.
We have a lot of anarchists that don't trust the government.
That's not what I'm saying.
I'm using my influence to let them know it's a-okay.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that when I know that when somebody has something that I don't have, it makes me fucking crazy and I need it. PS5, Apple Watch, knife, just things like that. And I think that once a bunch of normal people just go and get the fucking thing, those nurses that aren't getting it now are going to be like, fuck, I should have got that thing. I wouldn't mind having that thing. There's just a FOMO. There
should be a news report that says coronavirus vaccine sells for $300,000 on eBay.
Yes.
And then people would be like, what? It's worth that much?
Yeah.
Or put it on StockX. Put it on StockX and see what they can get. And then that will foment some interest.
Yeah. I mean, people will get it when other people get it. That's what I'm saying.
I think my way to do it is what you do is you build gigantic walls around all of the cities, and you provide cards to everybody that's vaccinated, and anybody that can't come in, you keep them outside the walls.
I feel that way too.
And then you give everybody Soma, and you take over birth, and no more families anymore. We just do full luxury communism, break down the full everything.
The I'm vaccinated app idea that I've heard about, if they did that, everybody would get the vaccine. If you couldn't go to a concert unless you had the vaccination app, everybody would go get it.
I bet Brantley Gilbert wouldn't enforce it.
He'd have to. Ticketmaster. Mm-hmm. Ticketmaster's talking about doing that anyway when shit comes back. You have to be vaccinated to go to shit.
Okay. Oh yeah, I did see that rollout. You're right. I saw they said you had to either present a valid test or a vaccination card.
Yeah, let's see Brantley fucking Gilbert work without Ticketmaster. I know a little band that tried that one time called Pearl Jam, and how did it work out for them?
Hey, I tell you what, wait till Parlor Ticket comes.
Parlor Tickets.
Parlor live events. Freedom events for all.
Let's take some calls. Parlor Tickets.
I get you. Okay, let's wait real quick. Just apps that the only app I have notifications on is Parlor, and it's for everybody I follow, and I probably get 100 a day from Mark Levine. Okay, now this is gonna blow up in their faces.
I'm glad you're paying attention to it.
It's pretty funny. Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Hi, am I on?
You're on. It's you.
Oh, rad.
I think there's
Are
a
we
beep.
The first call. Damn.
You are the first caller.
Yeah,
it's a beep.
We heard it.
Yeah. Okay.
That's cool. Thanks. Hi. I don't even know how this usually goes. I'm freaking out.
Oh,
It's fine.
You
were calling in about the Walmart video, right?
Oh, wait, there's a
Yeah,
Walmart
we're
video?
calling about the Walmart thing. I mean, we got distracted by all your kitchen talk.
What do you think is
you definitely can get a pasta maker for under $200, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get a hand crank one for $80.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hand
And
crank isn't
homemade
the
pasta,
same.
I mean, pretty good.
I don't.
You'll save a lot of money, and then you can buy a more expensive pasta maker over time.
No, that's a good idea. But you have a hand crank, don't you, Brian?
I broke 2 of them over like 3 months. So I'm moving towards the KitchenAid one, thinking it's more durable because you know how I think. More expensive equals more durable.
I mean, that is a thing, but also my dad has broken a KitchenAid pasta maker. Like what Brett was saying. So yeah, we called in to talk about the Walmart thing, but in short, KitchenAid used to be owned by Hobart, the people who make like the fucking industrial bread mixer shits. And they split it off, and they've done what they've done with like every other brand, like Carhartt and like fucking Red Wings or whatever. They like basically make money on you knowing the brand, but like dump the quality control and the quality of the goods. So like Red Wings, most of them aren't made in America anymore and aren't made union, but like
Mine are.
if you know what to buy, you can get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Levi's, and Levi's did the same. Levi's
Yeah,
made all their
I
stuff
know.
here and then sold all the looms, and then like, oh, but we still make like good
Yeah,
ones.
exactly.
They're just $180.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, we called in because so like I currently work for the post office, but I used to be like a paid union organizer, and I'm here with my friend Lindsay, who is currently a paid union organizer. And we watched your like the Walmart anti-union video thing, and like it's like textbook, but like there are just like a couple things about it that are like absolutely ridiculous,
Yeah.
like for instance, like the idea of like the open door policy going away, like any union rep, any like steward, anyone who's been in a union will like tell you if you have a problem at work, usually the first step is like go talk to management and be like, well, this seems like bullshit. Do you want to waste time taking this to like arbitration or like going to various steps in a grievance procedure, or do we just solve this now? Right? Like,
So you're saying the door becomes
if
more
anything,
open.
like, yes, exactly. Like, yeah, union's good. Big surprise, but like, yeah, like it's crazy how they like do that kind of shit.
It means you can go into the office and say what you want without fear of getting in trouble for, expressing yourself or telling how you feel at work.
Well, I want to say that I can't even imagine like a workplace where you're not allowed to go talk to your boss. Like I can't envision their vision of this is that I go to somebody else, like my shop steward, and talk to
Your manager, Angela, is sitting there crying as you turn your back away from her to go talk to Michael, your union steward.
Yeah. I mean, unions, what that does though, the reason they do that is because they want you to believe that unions build in inefficiencies.
Yeah.
And I think that's the fucking problem.
And you can't use your own stick-to-itiveness and guile to get ahead. If you're in the same boat with everybody else, they're going to treat us like shit. But if I'm on my own, I can go to HR and my boss and advocate for myself without, having to bring along the rest of the dummies I work with.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, yeah, I mean, so the whole thing is they're gonna dangle all of these carrots in front of you. Oh, man, we never cared about how much money's in your pocket, but now we're gonna talk to you about union dues, and then you're gonna pay fees, fines, assessments, all these scary things. Like, you're just gonna be broke out of money, even though we don't pay you enough to live anyways. But really, it's about power. With a union, you can stand up to the boss and be like, yeah, I have a problem. You messed up my schedule. We're going to fix that, and you can't come at me about it.
I think my favorite little piece of that video, like favorite saying that it's bad, the argument that I think maybe people that work at Walmart might find most compelling would be that unions are picketing and telling people not to shop there. Therefore, they're trying to take down the business that you work at. And that like rallies the troops around the company. And I think that's the one that could use the pushback, because I think that like a lot of people, that's the thing they believe. They believe that the unions are the companies close because of unions, not companies close because of companies, and or union companies close to get out of having a union. For one, is like a lot of that is a lot of the reason, but they're able to use that. Because I mean, I've had that argument parroted back to me. Like, why would I want to be in a union if they're telling people not to shop at Target? Yeah. It's like, I don't fucking know, man. Yeah. You're asking the wrong guy, but
they're saying don't shop at Target until they treat you correctly.
Yeah.
They're saying until you get paid more and more benefits, they don't want people to shop there.
Yes, that's actually perfect.
I mean, I think like the way that I would handle that if I was like confronted with it would be to like do exactly what Brett's talking about and like sort of turn that back around at the person and be like, well, would you tell someone like that they should buy from a company that treats you like this, right? But it's interesting that you bring up the Target anti-union video, because that's actually why I wanted to call in, just a little tidbit about that video in particular. Not sure if it's true for the Walmart one as well, but the Target anti-union video, the people who play the Target workers in it are SAG members.
Oh,
so they are
God.
Fucking Screen Actors Guild union members.
What?
And yeah.
You guys can't throw batteries at them or something? This is what the unions have changed. You got to be able to God damn, you got to be able to threaten somebody that does something like that. Isn't that scabbing?
It feels like scabbing to me.
I mean, basically.
Yeah.
It's scab acting.
Yeah, I mean, if it feels like scabbing and it acts like scabbing, then it might as well be.
Get my Scabby the Rat inflatable. We're gonna put it up in somebody's front yard.
Well, SAG's got a lot of problems, actually. I've heard from other people, but I mean, every organization has a lot of problems, though, and contradictions. Yeah. So,
yeah, and I mean, I know you have other callers and shit to talk to, so I'm not gonna take up all your time about it, but we could go into all the problems with the modern American labor movement and why it's still the best fucking thing we got, but it would take hours.
Sure.
Yeah, and I mean, I what I try to do, because I understand even your position and in that I'm not gonna sit around here and badmouth the unions. This show is pro-union. You know what I mean? I'm not. Go fucking listen to somebody else that wants to bring up the problems with the labor unions. We're here to highlight the positives. We're not a fair and balanced show. is the way that I always think about that. I know that there are issues. I have issues personally with some of the labor unions and the ways that they do things, but I also, I fully 100. I'm behind them. I 100% support them.
Yeah, any union is better than no union.
Exactly. Unless it's a street fight union where our employees unionize against us, then that's a no union's
No,
better.
even then, this is a call to the street fight employees. To unionize.
Oh, no. There's so few of them, they could
Your
easily
signature's
get
so
that
important.
signed.
Yeah, they could get the union card signed pretty quick. I would be pressuring my wife. Illegally pressuring my wife. Don't sign that fucking card. They got your information. You know, I would just, you know.
I mean, you're joking, but like you would be surprised. Like there are a bunch of unions out there that have like where the staff are unionized, and a lot of the time, like the union like presidents and executive officers will like put up like anti-union campaigns against their staff. It's like a fucked up thing. And like, as someone who has been a union staffer, like union staffers need unions. They're like overworked to the point where like you can't really do the kind of job you want to be able to do and like build the union you want to be able to build.
Yeah, it's the same as it's the same as that nonprofit thing where it's like we've had multiple callers over the years call in and say they worked for nonprofits they tried to unionize and they were not down. The nonprofit was not down to do that and treated them like, you know, they make minimum wage, they don't have any benefits, and that's the kind of thing where sometimes these organizations also just prey on you because of your strong beliefs in the mission. You know, there's not a lot of people going to work at a union that don't really believe in the union, you know?
Yeah, totally.
It's not a glamorous job. It's not a glamorous job anywhere except for like in a specific little online left portion of Twitter, you know?
You're not going to get too much out of it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the same thing they do to like teachers and nurses, right? Like, don't you care about the students or the patients? Like, how could you, you know, try and get a day off or, you know, God forbid, put food on your table?
Yes. I have heard them do that to teachers. Well, thanks for calling in. It was a good call.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
It's good to hear from you too. Have a good night.
Thanks.
Yeah,
thanks for taking us.
Good night.
Good night. We gotta do the Walmart video. We gotta do the Target video, I guess. Too. I'm gonna hold on to it for a while. Because you never know. You know, when we might need content.
Okay.
And you know, if nothing happens during the week, sometime, or if my brain isn't working. I got up during that call to. I'm gonna ask you this on the air because I'm crazy. Is yours fuzzy and buzzy? Okay, good. I was just making sure mine wasn't the only one that was fuzzy and buzzy. It's so annoying. It's
really?
so
It's that bad? I like it.
It bugs the shit out of me.
I have I wish there was like a TV just running static like in the corner at a very low volume.
That is what it sounds like. That's exactly what it sounds like.
It keeps me focused. Maybe I should do this during the day. I'm gonna have to figure out if this could be some sort of white noise situation. Might help me out.
Yeah.
But it keeps me kind of focused. It keeps me like I'm constantly hearing this sound.
Yeah, there's something letting signal in. I don't know what it is. Something's wrong with the signal today. I don't know. Well, it's been like this for weeks. It's just today it really irritated me.
No, I noticed it for the first time today.
Mine's been like this since I was bitching about it during the Shock Jock Super stream.
Okay.
So.
Well, congratulations.
Take another call. Yeah, I'm just, you know, I'm going to be fucking one of the first to complain about something.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm a trendsetter in the area of complaining.
Well, yeah, I noticed it was wrong before you. I mean, I was complaining about this as soon as it came out, really.
You know, but everything works now, so I'm not complaining as much. Like I
said, it sounds good to me. I'm feeling lulled. I feel like my brain is on just like a little low hum of just, it's like floating in some melatonin right now.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go buy a new adapter, a new splitter, and a new cord this week. Before Wednesday, because it'll make me crazy if I have to.
We have that stuff.
Anymore. No, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
We've tried it though. Me and Jason tried it.
Tried what?
To fix it.
This sound?
During the super stream. Yes, we tried to fix it. I would have to be plugged directly into the Focusrite. This is fascinating. I would have to be plugged directly into that adapter on the Focusrite not to have the sound.
Seems new to me.
Well, that's because you pay less attention than I do.
Okay.
Of things to complain about, not pay less attention to the show. You're just a relaxed guy.
Who are we talking to tonight?
Hey, this is Brandon.
What's up, Brandon? What's going on tonight?
Not much. I'm fighting off an Olympic level hangover and staying up late so I can talk to you guys. Gotta get up early for work in the morning.
Well, don't do that. My wife is probably doing that right now. She had the whole week off. Holy moly, when you have the week off, when my wife has the week off, not me. I didn't have the week off. I worked every day last week. I booked myself. I've just done it for the past 2 or 3 weeks. Like heavy booked myself, you know, but like no idea what day it was. Any day, not a single day.
Dude, I ought not go in. My work is not taking COVID seriously, and it is just wrecking shit this week. We got 5 positives this week.
What do you? Oh yeah. What do you do about that though? Like, do you work indoors?
Yeah. We all have our own workstations. You know, I'm a welder and machinist, and so like we're fairly far apart, but we do have to interact with each other somewhat. And I don't know. Did you get? What do you do about it?
You know what I would do if I were you, and this is just me. I would go get an antibody test because you know that's the thing I've thought about is like a lot of people who work at grocery stores and places like that, you know, or like somebody like you who works at a place where there's 5 confirmed cases, and probably there were more before this, that you might have already had it and didn't know and were not
our
symptomatic.
Area only recently really started getting hammered, so
okay.
But yeah, I called in on the recommendation of a buddy of mine because y'all been talking about scams and stealing a lot. So I figured I'd fill y'all in on some of the American Dream shit that me and my buddies did a while back.
That's nice. This is 9 years. Yeah, we've been talking about scams for 9 years. Yeah, my only Google alert that's set up is scams.
Mine is too. I have one from like 2010 as well.
So what's up? What? Let's hear some here.
Okay, well, in general, like, you know, me and my buddies always did the, you know, like a lot of the small time scams, stealing a little bit here and there, doing what you got to do to get by. But a buddy of mine, and I got to be a little bit vague because he's weird about it, and it wasn't really illegal, but it was kind of sketchy. It was kind of real fucking sketchy. But a buddy of mine kind of sort of ripped off a casino for probably like $500,000 to $750,000.
All right, I like that.
Yeah. They used to do like these promotional things, and it was like this whole network. There was a whole, like, he had buddies above him, and, you know, he looks super, super square, but he got a bunch of the punk kids in our town in on it. And so, like, we were low level. We couldn't get as involved just because everybody fucking looked weird and, you know, like face tattoos and whatnot, dreads. But he looked super square. So he would, they would send out this promo stuff. You had to do, like, jump through all these loopholes and like, not loopholes, but, you know, like, get yourself on the high roller list. That was what it was. Uh-huh. So they cranked out, like, all the math on how to get onto the high roller list without losing the least money statistically. And then the casinos start sending you all this free play. Like, maybe one day it's $50, one day it's $100, but it's just to get you in the door, you know?
Right.
But what you can do is, if you have, like, my buddy would get 5 or 6 people in with him, like, not with him physically, but he'd get them all on the high roller list, get their credit, which was a kind of a sketchy thing. They didn't want you using other people's free play, but he'd go to the casino with $500, $600, $700, $800 worth of free play. And all you got to do, if you got $500 worth of play, all you had to do was break even, but you had to make $500 worth of bets, and then you could cash out on it.
Right.
So this dude, man, he never told me the amount of money he made, but I pieced together enough that dude probably made $500,000 in like 2 years.
Off of using other people's promo play, or using promo play money? Because like I've played online, And I never take the promo money because they make you bet your money like 10 times over before you can ever fucking get it back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they'll give you they'll give you a free
$100,
but you can't cash out till you've bet 500. But in person is different. Yeah, in person would be a different thing.
In person, ripping off a casino is
because a lot of us couldn't go, and we were letting him use our name and information and stuff. You know, if he made, you know, if I gave him $100 worth of free play, like he goes and does all the legwork and just uses my name, he gives me $20. But it usually meant I got $800 or $1,000 a month. And, you know, I was on unemployment and working under the table at the time too. So the only way I was able to get ahead in life in America was like running like, I guess, one big scam, working under the table and collecting unemployment.
So I'm kind of getting the network together here. So he's using players' cards. He's using everybody he knows information to get them to sign up for a player's card, so that he can roll up to the casino, you know, play $20 a day until they hit this promotional value, and then he gets all the money he invested in their player's card back. Right?
Sorta. I don't want to get too. Well, he never even told me super specifically exactly how it worked. But yeah, you're basically right.
You have to bet your way into the Players Club, and then once you're there, it's free money.
Well, what he did was he gave me $1,000, sent me into the casino, and said, "Bet this way. No matter what happens, if you lose $1,000, it doesn't matter. If you lose all your money, come back to me. I'll give you more." Because more often than not, you broke even. Sometimes you came out ahead. You know. But all that really mattered was you had to make like 50 grand worth of bets. So you just bet that same money over and over and over again and tried to break even. And then once you made X amount of bets, you were considered a high roller and your card got upgraded and you got all this like free promo stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We used to get like free hotel suites and like buffets and like, you know, if you went to the casino, you were comped everything because you were a high roller. And I'm like a fucking scumbag. So I roll in and I'm getting these like huge hotel suites for like $30 a night and free food and everything. It was baller.
They sign you up here, right? Like you can't make multiple players cards here. I guess you need people. Yeah. You need people. You would still need people because I tried to get $5 a couple times and they were like, because it's $5
sign up bonus or whatever.
Yeah. I tried to get the sign up bonus the second time and they're like, buddy, you already did this. We know already. You put your name in or something like that. I don't know even how I did it. Yeah, but yeah, or it's $20 sign up bonus. And I thought that was a lot of money at the time, and then I lost it all in 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is how I do at a casino. But that is a good scam, dude. I'm gonna go see if my wife already signed up for one. Brett, your wife, you could get a player's card.
Pretty sure she signed up.
When the vaccine hit, we'll get Jason. He probably hasn't signed up yet. That'll be he's not. Jason's not a casino guy. He's not he is. I don't know why I said that. He used to go all the time. Well, thanks for calling in, Brandon. It was that is a good scam. I will do that.
Well, it takes a lot of money and an organization, but if you can make it work, like they ended up getting caught, and even though they weren't doing anything illegal, some people did go to jail and have to like fight some charges and stuff. But only after like a group of people probably got millions of dollars out of them. Like this dude bought his house in cash when he bought a house. So.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. That's nice. I mean, they will.
Some people gotta go to jail for that. You know?
Yeah, some people gotta go to jail. One guy gets a house. Some people go to jail. That's just the way things work sometimes. Some people just get a free hotel room for $30.
Nobody got convicted. Just a few people spent, the weekend in jail.
Detained.
Yeah.
Detained, not arrested.
Yeah. Well, no, arrested, just not charged.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thanks for calling in. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Yeah, of course. Y'all have a good night, man.
You too. That is good. That is a good scam. I think.
Yeah,
you know,
hard
I
to
mean,
do, not for everybody. Like he said, probably requires an incredible amount of losable money up front.
yeah.
But also, I believe it because the amount of people that go to casinos that think they're going to rip them off, like somebody does figure out how. Somebody beat the lottery, you know. People beat the lottery and then they shut them down, and then it's different.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, I would feel very comfortable pulling that scam with a sports book more than I would like games of chance at the casino, you know?
Yeah.
But sports books are also a game of chance, but they feel less like a game of chance.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Like it feels like you can know what's going to happen. I'm already like, I want to bet on the Royal Rumble this year. And I get like this every year. But
yeah, I would say my advice is don't ever think you're going to win anything from the casino, because you don't. Nobody actually does win that stuff. There's no way to rip them off. So please don't take that advice as anything that is a surefire thing that you can just do.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, what, you have to spend fucking $20,000 on bet? You lose $20,000, then you start getting $100 a day from the casino? I mean, when does that pay off?
probably in a very long time,
Yeah.
I would guess. So you're about right. All right. Let's get this next call in.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Happy New Year, guys. This is Labor Lifts. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going, Labor Lifts? We haven't heard from you in a while. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I called in with some good news, but first I got to set the record straight on some Twitter shit.
What? Bean Dad? Are you going to tell me that I'm wrong about how much I love Bean Dad? I'm kidding.
You're not wrong about Bean Dad, but I did see him play live once here in Orlando.
Okay.
How was it?
He was opening for some other band that I went to see, and yeah, he was fine. He was good enough that I wrote down one of the songs to look it up, but not good enough that I listened to anything other than that one song.
Flagpole Sitta? That was a real big one in the 90s.
It was something about like not moving to Portland. I forget the name of the song.
Brian, did you know that Bean Dad was in the touring group for Harvey Danger?
No, I didn't know Bean Dad was in Harvey Danger.
Yes. The touring iteration.
The touring group. Damn. Bean Dad was famous.
Bean Dad gets around.
I'm paranoid that all the people are trying to get... That song's got some
beans.
lyrics in it. That song's got some lyrics in it that makes me think Bean Dad would align with it, I think.
Well,
the Twitter thing I wanted to sort out was Kumail Nanjiani's jaw.
Ooh, I love it.
I
want that regimen. I want the Kumail regimen. I'm whatever. How much money do I have to get? I have to get millions. What do I have to get that?
So he, just to do what he did in the time frame he did, he was probably on some steroids or some HGH. But people keep talking about his jaw. And there is no amount of steroids or anything like that that's going to change the shape of your jaw. He had like a squarish face to begin with, and he lost some weight. That's all it was. That's why his jaw looks wild. He just lost some weight.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I want to do steroids and then shave my beard, and everybody's going to be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they'll say you got some steroid jaw, which is not a thing.
I mean, there are some wrestlers that have weird jaws though that I always just assume with steroids. You know, I can't name one right now, but I've seen it happen where it's like he just their face looks like totally different. But I guess I believe Labor lifts because he lifts, and I don't know if you do steroids or not, but I don't look down on people that do. I actually think they're very cool. So. And I do assume...
I'm not on any sort of steroids things. I haven't been in the past, but wrestlers, they do a lot of work on their necks so that they don't hurt themselves on all those falls, and that could definitely affect the way your jaw looks. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I never know. I don't know what steroids do. I just assume they make you look better. 100% better.
Oh yeah, they do.
And that's why the jaw thing, I was like, that's not a bad looking jaw, Kumail. Steroids probably.
His nose got all big and shit too, like real aggressive. Like he looks amazing.
Yeah.
I think I would take that instead of the coronavirus vaccine. Actually, I would like one of those.
You want the steroid regimen?
Yeah, I want HGH instead.
Okay.
I'll trade mine.
Yeah,
I'll
two
take
vaccines and one steroid injection. Yeah.
It's like when you agree to take a later shipping date for a digital download. Like, I'll just do steroids instead and stay inside to do selfies.
That is, I think, yeah. I'm a vaccine guy.
Yeah,
I'd rather have the vaccine.
Most of Kumail's stuff to just weight loss.
Really? Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, someone pointed out in the chat, Barry Bonds looked completely different by the end.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of guys looked very fucking different once they started doing steroids. That's why I just assumed that Kumail's face just looked the way it did because of steroids.
I mean, I think that's the thing. It's like,
yeah, and
they
I don't want to rant about it for too long. But another thing too is a lot of guys start taking pictures of their physique in good lighting around the same time they start taking steroids, and lighting can just wildly change the way you look. Like 30% of bodybuilding is just getting pictures under good lighting.
That's true. That's true. And that's why they grease themselves up, I've heard. That's not actually what I heard, but
I don't think you're going to be able to light my stomach in a way that shows little divots on it unless they're there, though.
But if you got a good pump in before, that's what I also heard, is that like a lot of these dudes, when they take pictures, they get a pump in.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? They get a pump in before they act. You know, like Thor gets a pump in, a heavy pump in before he fucking goes out there and does his like little 3 minutes of acting, and then he goes and sits back down. You know,
I'm stupid and hot.
Absolutely, and you can work out in a particular way to get more significant pumps.
Yeah,
you work out just for a pump, your pumps start getting bigger, and that can make a huge difference too.
See, I'm gonna start getting a quick pump in before we start podcasting.
Smart idea.
You know, just so people see my veins and like that kind of thing. You know?
Yeah, I started chewing gum to like make all my face muscles tighter and shit and bigger and just huge face.
Yeah. That's like getting a pump in on your face.
Oh shit! Have you seen that jaw size?
I love it. Yeah, that video is amazing. It just looks like a big Kong for people, and they're just going. They're just like biting furiously at a rubber ball to make their face look younger. And I want one. I really want one.
It's nuts.
Yeah, and the enthusiasm is the enthusiasm for chewing on a ball. But I haven't tried it.
Yeah, I'll try it. I mean, what are you gonna do? You should just give it a shot and see, dude. Maybe it'll make eating food better and easier. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, see what happens.
Effortlessly just tearing through food.
Yeah, that's what it might do for you. Well, labor lifts.
Well, the thing I was.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, the thing I was calling in for. I've got some good news. I just finished my personal trainer certification course. All that's left is the big exam that I take at the end of the month.
Oh, so you have to like crush an apple with your biceps or something?
Book,
they don't do that.
Yeah, that's actually part of the final test.
The final test is crushing an apple in your hand.
Bicep.
Okay.
Dude,
breaking walnuts in your hand.
Walnuts in your hand, biceps. Yeah, apples in your biceps.
Okay.
Well, the last chapter of the textbook for the test was about sales methods, sales techniques. So I thought you guys might want to hear about their advice for selling personal trainer courses.
Okay,
This is such a tough thing because I did hire a personal trainer a year or two ago, and we are friends, but at the same time, he wants my money. Like, I know that he wants my money. That's why we're friends, you know?
Yeah, man, I've been a tutor, English teacher for a few years now, and it's always weird because you've got to get people to talk, and people love to talk about their personal lives, and it gets friendly. But yeah, you're there for a paycheck. It's a weird dynamic.
Yeah.
So and it's not, there's no disrespect. Like I pay him money because he's like the expert on it. But at the same time, it's like I mean I don't. Why are you talking to me about this new movie that came out? You know, what's your intentions here? So what do they recommend
Yeah,
for
absolutely. Being friendly is part of the show.
But like what's the sales tactics they recommend?
Yeah, okay. So I've got my notes. I've got the textbook here. So imagine you're at the gym. You're going to town on, I don't know, the seated leg press or whatever. So our first note, I'm supposed to roam the floor, which already sounds creepy enough.
Yeah.
Clean equipment, fix any busted equipment, because free labor is just part of any gig, right?
Roam the floor is like a Best Buy thing, or like Sun TV or HH Gregg. They used to have salespeople. It just sounds like, you can't be hanging out by the water cooler. You got to be out there with the people to make those sales.
Exactly. You can't sit still. They say you've got to, be cleaning equipment, fixing stuff up, putting weights back on the rack. And then, okay, I notice you're getting tired on the leg press over there. So I go up and I'm supposed to offer you a towel or a bottled water. I don't know where the towels or bottled waters are coming from, if I'm supposed to be buying them or if they're provided. Right.
Maybe I have a couple on you.
Just always carry a stack of towels and bottled waters.
You're at the gym and some guy walks up and says, "Hey, here's a towel. One of my personal ones. I want to make sure you feel comfortable in this gym."
It sounds like you're trained. It sounds like they want you to be a concierge.
A butler.
Hello, I see you're getting a pump in before you act in a movie. Would you like a towel that's monogrammed with my initials?
Right. I offer you your monogram towel. I introduce myself and I learn your name. A huge part they talk about learning your name.
This sounds like selling cell phone subscriptions. It's the same exact thing as working at a Verizon store so far.
It does. It sounds just like that. I've got to be professional, pleasant, and they really emphasize non-threatening. Because as a trainer, you're supposed to be muscly, and you got to try real hard not to be threatening.
Oh, no.
That is a good point, though, because if you're a muscular guy, okay, really strong, muscular dude, I'm immediately threatened by you.
See, I worked a different way. I would want to be put into a headlock where I can't get out until I say uncle. And they're like, if you want to get as strong as me, you're going to have to train under me.
That is a smooth thing. You should try that, labor lifts. You should just give that a shot where you like go around the gym and you put people in holds and say, if you want to get out of this, I can show you how. You want to put this on people? You want to put this hold on somebody? I'll show you how. That's gotten a lot. That's how you get a lot done.
I'll give that a shot, and then I'll call you guys after I get fired.
I had to crush an apple to get my certification. I'll crush your head like a grape.
Yeah. Just an arm bar. We're not saying like a chokehold or anything dangerous.
No.
It's a quick arm bar. You just sneak up on them, do a quick arm bar on them. So I can break this fucking thing, and I can teach you how to break someone's arm too.
So that whole part is just referred to as the initial contact. After that, I'm baffled by this next part. I'm supposed to offer input, right? Demonstrate value, give you some advice, but I can't use any of these phrases. So they've explicitly written them out. I can't say, may I make a suggestion? Can I recommend a better way to do that?
Okay.
Can I show you a different technique? Let me show you the right way. Can I help with that? Or what is your goal for the exercise? Can't say any of those things, but I'm still supposed to give advice.
This is sales. This is also basic sales. This is don't ask any questions they can say no to. Because that's all those questions. No is an option. You could just say, no, I don't need that, or no, thank you. And that's what
oh shit, you're right. I hadn't realized those were all questions.
Is this just like a generalized training? Like, is this taking place at like a Planet Fitness or Snap, or what is the? I know, like, is this a generalized course? I guess.
Yeah, this is just to get your certification. So they're trying to give you advice that works if you're working for a gym, if you're a private contractor or anything.
All right. You know, I go to the YMCA where they don't have trainers and it costs less because they can't pay trainers, and I like that. That was one of the big. That was one of the.
I'm almost through their sales pitch, but the last part is the most insane.
Okay,
let's go for it.
Let's hear it.
Right. So the idea is, I offer some advice. Ideally, you let me hang out, give you some advice on your workout, and then after the workout, I'm supposed to get your contact information, right? At this point, there's nothing to tell you that I'm not hitting on you, right? I'm supposed to get your email or your phone number or something like that, and then send you a handwritten card thanking you
I
for the
wouldn't like
time
that.
we spent together at the gym, and finally telling you that I'm a fucking personal trainer and I have services to offer. If you don't respond, I wait a couple weeks, send another, and if you still don't respond, I'm supposed to keep sending you information related to your goals every 30 days until I get the sale.
I like not being able to tell them you're a personal trainer, though, all the way until you send them a card that said, hey, you thought you made a friend at the gym? I was trying to make some money off you. Just a little bit, though. Not a ton of money. Just a few bucks.
We had the best time doing seated leg presses the other day at the gym. Well, surprise, I'm a professional. You thought I was just a simple amateur gym goer like you.
That is so fucking funny.
Yeah,
Seems
I
like
can
a lot
see
of
people in the stream chat talking about how creepy that is. It's creepy as fuck.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, this is restraining order type material here. I think people would change their address, might move if you sent something like that.
It is weird to sneak an address. It's weird to get somebody's
How do you
address.
get their address?
I don't have any idea how you would fit that in a conversation with somebody you just met at the gym.
Like, oh my god, I just airdropped you the funniest meme. What's the passcode to your phone again?
Yeah.
Real quick, let me open it up. Yeah. I'm just going to show it on your face. I'm just going to do it on your face.
Yeah.
And I'm going to share your info with me real quick.
Yeah. I don't know how I would
keep
ask.
pumping away. Come on, don't stop.
I'm trying to think of how I would ask somebody for their address the first time I met them. Hey, I'm trying to find out what kind of neighborhood you live in. What's your address?
Yeah, it just says contact information generally, but then it says you're supposed to send them a handwritten card. So I think you're right. It's supposed to be like an address or something, which is weird as hell.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could get their phone number, but I swear to God, Labor Lifts, if you walked up to me in the gym and then got my phone number and then called me, I would hate you and I would change my number and curse you out.
Yeah, like now I have to go get my fucking phone changed.
Yeah, now I get this weird guy that I met in the gym is fucking making me get my phone number changed.
He wouldn't ask me any no questions. I couldn't get out of the conversation.
I couldn't get I tried to talk to him about Star Wars or literally like anything other than working out, and he wouldn't budge.
I guess this is the I don't. That's so hard to. I guess I don't know what I'm lost.
I don't know how to get
way
customers.
to do this. This is just something you just can't even do this any right way.
I know. I don't know how. I gotta say that like I think like if you're at a gym, I don't know. It feels like
it's like cold calling on the phone, but in real life.
It's like if your doctor, like I can't imagine if you had to get your doctor this way. You know, like, is this how we get our personal trainers? We get our personal trainers by being in the gym and somebody sneakily selling us a package? You know, is that how that happens?
That's your prey, man. You got to always be closing.
Well, yeah, if anybody wants a personal trainer, please, for God's sake, just go up to the desk at the gym and tell them you want a personal trainer instead of having them creep up on you like this. And
see, that's what.
If you're listening to this now, email the National Academy of Sports Medicine. Tell them their sales techniques are creepy as hell.
That's what I'm thinking. That's kind of what I was getting at there is this idea of like that it is a thing that has to be hustled. Because it feels like they're fucking telling you to hustle.
No,
That is what they're telling you to do.
No, this is sales. This is just sales stuff, but you're doing it in person and you're manufacturing interactions.
What kind of a person is good at this?
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
Exactly. If someone wants a personal trainer, they'll go to the fucking desk and ask. This is how to try and get someone who does not want your services to wind up paying for them anyway.
And this goes back to what I've said too about like a lot of products that need to be sold aren't good. Now, I think you're probably a really good personal trainer, but if you have to go manufacture interactions and kind of shake people down and force them to do it, I mean, good for you because you'll be more successful, but that's not an expectation that we can have from everybody.
No.
And I do feel you have to be able to have the money for it, and when you're ready for it, you'll do it. Most people, when they're working out, like Brian doesn't work out because he's too embarrassed. He thinks walking 7 hours a day is funny. That's the only reason he does that exercise. Is because it's funny first. It doesn't say he cares about his health.
It circles the circles. It closes the boxes, and I like to look at the numbers. I like to see big numbers in my steps.
I follow like the Gym Fails account, and people want to go to the gym and do whatever they want when they go there. Whatever they thought they were going to do to make themselves better. There's not a lot of convincing them otherwise. But at the same time, I also know there's lots of people that have made, careers off of doing this. So good luck trying to convince people to do that.
It seems like such a personal thing to like.
That's bad advice.
I take my test on January 30th.
I mean, I think that this is like, but all the
I'll
most.
call you guys after that and let you know how it goes.
The most successful I was with like sales and customer service and collecting is when I threw out the script. So I think for people that don't know this is a bad way to sell, then they're probably going to get fucked over. But for everybody else that this sets like red flags up, you'll find a way to get people into your trap and start paying you, every month.
Well, that's my hope, man. It's just that I know this sales stuff is bullshit, and I've gotten some friends who were not into working out into it, and I'm hoping I can coast by on that.
Yeah,
that's enough.
That is the way to do it.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for calling, Labor Lifts. It's good to hear from you in the new year.
Yeah, it was great talking with you guys. I'll drop one more thing since Brian's a nice guy. Go ahead and Google Karambit, Karambit, if you want to get to the next level of nice guy.
Okay. Oh, I just did, and I love it.
Yeah, they're great.
I'm gonna have to get one of these. I'm Googling them. I'm on Amazon right now, just checking out a Karambit. Oh, they're only $12.99.
Yeah, buy a locally sourced Karambit. Be a global citizen.
Okay, I will. I'm looking into it. I want to get some throwing knives soon. But
are you gonna have a pouch for them on you?
I'm gonna get a bandolier.
Of how many knives?
Like
bandolier of throwing knives.
Yeah, like a double. I'm gonna wear 2 bandoliers with 2 knives in each one. Just
4 knives?
Oh yeah, you can't be a knife guy without a bandolier.
But only 4 knives? Like, why not all the way up? I would take.
Oh, I'm not gonna be throwing knives at everything. It's really just gonna be for like throwing some knives every now and then.
I would say 12 rounds in a gun. You go 1-to-1 with them with knives, and then you carry that 13th, which you just like put right between their eyes.
You're all laughing, but I'm gonna get good at throwing knives, and you're gonna be like, "Holy mackerel, this guy is good."
Maybe some teenagers will really be impressed with you.
I'm on KnifeDepot.com currently, just checking out throwing knives, but
I had tore up my mom's tree with fucking throwing knives. It's like, Brett, they can get infected. You keep throwing that knife in there all day long, and there's like this just huge hole in the side of the tree.
I have that wooden privacy fence that I could really fucking decimate.
Just standing there saying, so fucking stupid, and just every time you throw a knife at a fucking tree.
Yeah, getting mad, throwing knives. All right. Thanks for calling, Labor Lifts.
You guys have a good night.
You too.
Go get high.
Yeah, enjoy that. Don't creep up on people and sell stuff to them.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not want to discount what he does. I mean, there's a sale. I feel like there's a gamesmanship or a salesmanship sometimes for me too, where I'm like trying to be nice to somebody, but I could also see that they think I'm just doing this so that they keep subscribing to my show or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know, my personal trainer, we have conversation. I haven't paid him in a year. I don't want to go work out since COVID. But he was trying to get me to come back.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
That's the guy right there.
He told me he was one of my favorites, or I was one of his favorites. He was like, "Hey, we're coming back to working out with limited capacity, so I wanted to reach out to my favorite clients." I was like, "Okay."
Okay.
You said this to everybody else.
Yeah.
Sound
Oh, my word.
Fucking player, you know.
Yeah. I just found a more of a kind of, it attaches in the back and goes around the shoulders, and the knives go like under your armpits.
Oh, so you can do the.
Yeah.
Go across, like, right across the body.
Yeah. It says LARP on it, but I mean,
that's what you're doing now.
I was gonna say that's actually probably an accurate representation of what I'm doing with the knives.
Yeah. I can take slow motion video of you in like a trench coat, like throwing them from your little holster at a tree or something.
I just know how much joy I've gotten out of this knife in just the 2 weeks I've had it, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like I need more. I want a switchblade. They're illegal, but I want one.
You know what? I watched a pretty good kids movie today called Wolfwalkers. I recommend. It's Cartoon Saloon. They did Secret of Kells and Song of the Sea. That only means something to certain parents.
I don't even know what those are.
But the bad guy is like this puritanical asshole that's trying to tame the forest by burning it down. He's got a sword. They fucking take the sword down. He's got his little dagger. Very end, he's got the boot knife. He reaches down for the boot knife for the one last strike. You gotta get a boot knife.
I wish I don't wear my boots very much though. But maybe for that wedding I'll get a boot knife and just kind of pull it out.
Oh, no worry, I'll cut my own cake. Thank you. And then pull a boot knife out from under your slacks.
I'm already I'm having a meltdown about this wedding I have to go to in June. Not only because of, you know, the COVID stuff, but because it's semi-formal. And I said this to my wife today, and I'm going to say this on the air, and I know every time I've ever dressed in a semi-formal or formal way, I have felt fat and ugly. And this time, I'm spending some fucking money. I'm going to a tailor. I'm getting a vest and a pair of nice jeans, and I'm wearing my boots. Yeah, that's part of semi-formal is jeans. I looked it up online. You can wear, like, if you wear good jeans, raw denim jeans.
No.
If you wear the real jeans.
No, I thought you were gonna really look nice.
I am. I'm gonna look like a all the pictures I looked at for like the model of what I want to look like. The guy was holding a gun. Seriously, I looked up vests and jeans, and all the pictures were guys with like
you go
guns.
to TJ Maxx and get like a cummerbund or a vest and just wear it with your regular jeans.
No, I'm gonna get some fucking really good looking
nice.
jeans.
Jeans are never nice. Jeans.
What kind of pants do you think I'm gonna get?
Thin ones. You got to let those thin ones.
Those will look bad on
nice
me.
People. When you have enough money that you don't have to walk through bramble and you don't need durable pants, that's when you show off. When your thighs are completely exposed to everyone around you, you're not amongst enemies anymore. You don't have to have a thick pair of denim to protect your legs.
So bad in dress pants, though. I would look incredibly bad. I want to look good, dude.
You could do like, you don't have to dress. You don't have to do like a matches all the same. You could do like a blazer with a different color. You could try to do some sartorial-ish type shit.
Well, I was
if you're trying to waste money.
I was looking into plaid or more plaid type pants.
Tartan. Look up tartan.
Tartan. Yeah, I'm trying to look good. The listeners, semi-formal means jeans. And I'm going to get some fucking nice jeans and a vest. I'm going to my money's going to go on the vest and the shirt and a tie, which I'll be wearing.
What about a jacket?
I don't want to wear a jacket. That's a vest.
Again. You're back to a high school
vest.
Grown guys, men that wear watches have a fucking jacket on, bro. You got to cover those shoulders up. You got to have 3 layers.
June 19th.
Okay, get
It'd be hot.
Get seersucker.
You think I should get a seersucker suit?
Go for it.
Maybe I'll just get a zoot suit.
See, seersucker with the hat, with the little corny hat, the little short, the shallow hat.
Yeah, the hat's gonna be a problem.
You have a little handkerchief that you can wipe the beads of sweat off the temples of your eyes and everything.
Yeah, the hat's gonna be a big issue. I think
you have to get a
because I can't wear a fedora.
Formal hat.
Maybe I'll just get my head
Kangol,
shaved
backwards
that day.
Kangol, man. That's the best hat.
No, you can't. You're telling me I can't wear jeans. You can't wear a backwards Kangol.
With the suit, you can.
Yeah, I guess that is a suit hat. Now I'm going to be Googling fucking semi-formal hats.
Yeah,
this is the biggest issue I've come up with.
You know,
I can't wear the Supreme hat.
I've worn fedoras, and a lot of people I'm around aren't on the internet, so they don't make fun of me for them.
That's true.
You can't selfie. It'll be a no selfie day. But I wore one to the Kentucky Derby party, and people said I look nice. Maybe they were secretly.
You did look nice, though. You did look nice. They didn't go on Facebook and make fun. They don't make fun of fedoras on Facebook.
No, people think they look good.
Oh, I saw a guy in a non-baseball cap hat yesterday, and I stared at him for so long.
Wait, like a dad hat?
Like he was wearing a Gallagher type hat. You know the comedian Gallagher? Where he wears like the hat with the little thing that's like puffy up on top. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, like the big pillow.
The pillow, yes, with the little
tufted pillow with the button on top.
Yeah, and this guy, and it was satin. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, I stared at him. I really did stare until he was out of my sight. And like I was walking with my wife, and I was like, what is he doing, man? What's going on in his head?
Like a mushmouth. Like which one from Fat Albert was that? Dumb Donald has the one that goes over his eyes, but one of the Fat Albert guys had the old hat, like a '70s ass, big flat hat.
Yes.
Well, it's better than the norm. I don't want to do baseball hats. I'm glad that it's cold because the baseball hat is too generic.
Mine are all nice. I got all nice baseball
Same
hats. Shapes
though.
Yeah.
I like to switch the shape up.
Actually, I was doing Ebbetsfield flannel there for a while, and I think I'm back on New Era. I'm just strictly New Era.
All right.
Does New Era make a hat that I can wear with a vest and a pair of jeans?
Probably.
I'm gonna wear a tech vest. So
to a wedding?
I'm gonna show up to a wedding in a tech vest.
Well, people will think you're a millionaire at that point. One more call, or?
Yeah, we should take one more.
All right, thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Hey, this is Ben.
Hey, Ben, how's it going?
It's going good. How are you guys doing?
Well, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm worried about this hat situation, but that's not something you need to concern yourself with.
Yeah, no, I don't really have any advice. My wife was kind of paying attention to your dilemma on Twitter when it happened a couple days ago, and she was really excited about it. But yeah, I don't have any advice. I think the seersucker is probably your best bet.
Good idea.
I'm not,
because there's a hat built into that one. They expect a goofy hat.
I'm not wearing a seersucker hat, but okay.
Not the hat, just the suit.
Or a suit. I'm not wearing a seersucker. But what's going on, Ben?
Yeah, so I wanted to call in because I've got a stepdad story, and it's actually his birthday today, so I figured what better time to call in and talk about him.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, we love stepdads. Is this butt rock related?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, butt rock is very stepdad.
Not really. Yeah, I didn't actually really grow up with him. My parents got divorced when I was in college, so they got married I don't know, sometime when I was in college. So yeah, I don't have too much real lived experience with him, but he wrote me this crazy email a couple of years ago from his personal work letterhead, and I kind of wanted to read it for you guys if you were interested in that.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah,
it sounds like could replace Bean Dad.
Yeah. So we didn't really have too much experience together. He married my mom pretty quick after they started dating, and I mean, he seemed like a pretty chill guy. I would go over and hang out with him every once in a while, but out of the blue,
I was getting ready to come over and visit them for like spring break. And the week before, he wrote me this email, and it, like I said, it came from his, like, he's an engineer and he's got like his own business. And it was like, note to Ben, and it's got like his business letterhead on it. And yeah, so he just like decided to air like a bunch of grievances with me that were just like building up, and he just like
drinking scotch at the office one night, and was just like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna tell him what I think."
Yeah, he wanted to like lay down the law before I strolled in and like fucked up with his vibe. So yeah, he said, "Hello, Ben," and just a heads up, it's not like too long of a letter, but he said, "Hello, Ben. In light of you coming for another visit with us in Spokane, I'm writing this letter to say some things that should have been said much earlier and to make some clarifications. In the interest in peace, I have always suppressed engagement, in particular when it was the holidays. Many times I have held my tongue in the interest of peace."
It sounds like
2 or 3 years ago.
Can I cut in here and say it sounds like a letter you would write to a guy you want to duel with? In the interest of peace, my good man. I like it.
Yeah, I think he was like definitely trying to like maintain some sense of respectability with me. I'm not quite sure, but I think like the fact that he's trying to confront me about things that happened like 2 or 3 years previously just like says a lot about like him just like storing this up until, you know, he was about to like blow a gasket.
Right. It's like, I've been complaining to your mom to say this to you, but she won't. So now I've been forced to do this email.
Yeah, you pissed him off. So at some point, you pissed him off so bad that he held on to it. Like, if I got this letter, I would know that this had been going on for a very long time. 2 or 3 years, dude.
There's nothing that my daughter can do to get me this fucked up over some dude that she's going to marry. Like, I'm not going to look like this.
This is a stepdad. This is
sorry.
Yeah. Okay. You can
I mean, it like blindsided me when I got it. Like, as far as I was concerned, before I got it, like, we were pretty chill. So to like get all of these like lists of complaints is pretty shocking to me. But
how old were you when you got this? How old were you when you got this letter?
So this was 2 years ago. So I was 30.
Oh, okay. This is a very highly unnecessary letter to send.
30-year-olds know what's going on. It's not like talking to a college kid like, I'm your new stepdad. This is what I think. 30.
Yeah, I don't even live in the same city as him. Like, I see him like maybe once or twice a year.
So this isn't necessary. This is like, hey, I only know we see each other a couple times a year, and it's all jovial and shit. But I want you to know there's a secret hatred I have for you. That like we're just not around enough for me to like try to make you feel bad for who you are.
Yeah, I want you to know that, you know, I can't live another however many days with you because you piss me off so bad. This is incredible.
Yeah, so he says 2 or 3 years ago, you came to our house, sat on my couch, and complained about how bad capitalism is for our country.
Oh, okay.
All the while, oh yeah. He's a small business tyrant. Like, he's self-employed, but like doesn't have any like employees under him. But he's definitely about like the American dream,
right?
And like self-made man. All the while, I'm supplementing your phone bill for 3 years.
I do like you sat on my fucking couch. This fucking 27-year-old kid comes in my house and sits on my couch and badmouths the world's greatest economic system.
I also
I just came in and like man-spreaded in his living room ideologically.
You did. You took a piss on my couch when you talked about capitalism in that way.
I actually have had somebody in my new family mention that my mom was paying for my cell phone bill, which was not the case. My mom works for the cell phone company, so it would be very stupid to not have her be on her bill.
Yeah, that's intelligent.
So I was doing capitalism, you know.
Yeah. That's capitalism.
Yeah, I mean, I was living in North Carolina at the time as a teacher and like making no money, and my wife was like fresh out of law school. So I mean, it was just like a nice thing that my mom offered to do. Like I didn't beg her to do it, and I guess, yeah.
It's nothing for a kid. Yeah, exactly. You're right. If my kid's trying to be a teacher, they're 5 years old to 30 years old. Yeah, it's $80 a month. I can do that for them. But I guess I didn't think it through.
Yeah, I guess the like $50 a month for him was just like grinding his teeth every time he'd look at his like bank statements. So yeah, he said capitalism is what has made his company successful, along with everyone else's company in this country. No doubt about that. I'll skip that. Okay. All right. So in addition to this, you put some animated BS program on the TV that was F this and GD that, and supposedly funny. Maybe we all have times that we use profanity, but considering it funny is not acceptable in my house.
Whoa, now we're too far gone.
F this and GD that. Hey, you're watching these F this and GD. Do you know what cartoon it was? I can't even think of one.
Big Mouth or something?
Yeah. F this and GD that.
I actually think I remember it. I'm pretty sure it was the like Bill Burr cartoon that was on Netflix where it was like him as a kid.
Yeah, that does have F this and GD's that.
But that's old school, isn't that? Like the way they did it?
Yeah. That show is about like how this person's
70s.
experience growing up. He's like, not in my you do not find curses funny in my home. Thank you.
They're necessary. They're necessary when we're really riled up about, communists. We can say the F word, but we do not laugh when we say the F word.
When we're trying to stop the steal,
yes,
we use the F word.
I would say GD this dang steal.
Yeah, I guess that just like really drove it over the line for him that I was enjoying it. So yeah, then he lays out a list of expectations for me when I come into his house from here on out. Says, number one, do not ever put on any program set in, or any TV program set in my house such as you have done ever, whether I'm present or not. It's not acceptable. You expressed your disbelief in God at the time, and this is certainly your right. In my house, you will leave if you are disrespectful.
Jesus Christ, I'm just going to go ahead and get an extra jab at God there for all of us listening. Is your mom this way at all?
No, my mom's chill. Like, we grew up, like, watching a lot of, like, I don't know, like, rated R comedies.
Fs and GDs.
Ideologue. Yeah, we said a lot of F and GD.
I mean, it's just, I think this feels like somebody that wants to control you. It's just so paternalistic where it's like, oh no, I have a 27-year-old son. What can I do? Belittle everything that they like and do. That's a good start.
Does he have other kids?
Yeah, he's got he's got a lot of other kids actually.
Oh.
Some of them are like a few years older than me, and then he's got like a teenage kid who's like a junior in high school.
I'll bet that teenage kid Fs and GDs all the time too. Just spends all of his time Fing and GDing.
He's a bad boy.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I mean that's a wild thing too. Is like, well, that's what I've always thought about step parents. Anyway, it's like, how do you roll in and be like, well, I'm your dad now? I don't know how I would ever be able to. I couldn't.
You can't say fart anymore in this house because I'm in charge. You have to go to the bathroom if you want to fart. Yeah. I remember stepdads rolling into places.
Turn on the water.
Yeah. I'm in charge of the temperature in this house.
Yeah.
You just have petty battles. There's nothing you can do to prove dominance besides make up things that ruin everybody's time. You're just like proving that you can be evil.
Yeah, well, this guy is definitely. I mean, he just doesn't like it.
Well, he's offended.
Sir,
yes.
I just think he doesn't like you. But
Yeah, I guess not.
Yeah, he hates
Which is
everything about
fine.
you.
Like, I don't have like any interest in having like a close relationship with him. As long as he like treats my mom right and like she's happy, like that's all I care about. So I was like, this is really just making things worse for my mom, because like you're making it seem like I'm not welcome in the home. Which like she didn't even know he like sent this email.
Oh,
like,
I knew that.
Called her the next day and I was like, I was like, do you know he sent this email? And I read it to her and she was just like, holy shit, and like ripped him a new one.
Oh no, you ruined his night again. Now he was just sitting there. This fucking kid, but 30 years old. This fucking kid. He watches cartoons with F's and GDs in them. He talks about God. He hates capitalism. Now he's got the wife yelling at me. Because that's the worst thing you can do to any dad, is get the wife yelling at him. That's the only thing I don't want to happen ever.
Yeah. So there's only one last little section here, the last demand or expectation that he has of me. He said, since I expect that we are polar opposite political positions, I agree with you that we should not discuss politics. This is advisable. To be clear, though, since you have vocalized your political position many times in my presence, keep your liberal, underlined bullshit to yourself in my house at all times and in the future. Underlined, whether I am present or not, it is not welcome at all at any time. End.
That is, you heated. That's what got him. That's all it is the politics is what pissed him off. I think the cartoon he was writing, he needed meat on the bone. You know what I'm saying? Like he was writing this letter. He wanted to have a nice list of things, so he threw the cartoon in there and a few other things. But the politics stuff is what pissed him off. That is exactly what got him going.
This is a coming out of the closet thing. This is really like hey, I want everybody to know that I'm the hateful piece of shit that you've all been talking about out loud. I'm one of them.
Yeah, I'm the proud conservative. It's just, this is a guy letting everybody know he's a conservative now, because that's
the worst possible ways too.
All the bad ways. Yeah, even
it's one thing to just be like, I think that people are believing in personal responsibility is something that is going to take away some people from us. They're just going to believe it forever. But once you start getting it as like limiting the way that people can talk or express themselves or what they can say, like when you're a full censorship conservative, like you are so fucking far gone.
Yeah, you're as far gone as you can possibly get if you're mad about people saying the F word. Because most conservatives don't. I mean, the current crop of them definitely don't, care.
And it's just, I mean, he never had the guts to say anything in person.
Nope.
He spent, the however many hours that he hasn't seen you, just in full stress mode, hardened heart, just like cussing and mad and just, I mean, once you start getting like precious about the furniture in your house, like you've lost.
Yeah. I mean, you won. This whole thing.
He lost. Yeah.
He totally lost.
Oh. He was just like, I let someone in my house and they said that America was bad and I didn't do anything. I'm such a loser. I never stand up to anything. This is just like Johnny DeLucy back in 8th grade.
Right now he's sitting there letting him do the steal. He's like, go ahead with the steal. There's no way I can stop this steal. Just go ahead.
Yeah, he's like, I let the steal happen in my own damn home, on my own damn couch, on my own D house, on my own D couch.
Brett, you're right. Like the fact that like he can't bring this up in front of me, because this next time that I saw him, he like came to visit. He had like a job in Seattle, and he like called up my brother and sister to see if they wanted to get dinner. And he invited me, and we hadn't talked like since then. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll go. So I went to this like Asian restaurant with him, and I didn't say like a word to him the entire time. And as we were like walking out, I was like, "Hey, Mike, I need to talk to you." And I was like, "We're not cool. Like, you were like way out of line with that email that you sent me, and like your temperament like makes me really concerned with like how you hold things in, and like if you do that shit with my mom, like we're gonna have a real issue." And he was like, he started crying and like apologizing to me. It was
wow. That's incredible.
This is the most incredible. This is maybe my favorite call.
You took it right to him. Yeah. Hey, I know you've been acting like a big baby. Do you just want to cry about it?
You won this one. That was great.
He deserved that. He should have felt that bad. I mean, I think that was an honest response. That's there's no blustering. You know, I would rather not have it be a funny response. I'm glad that you confronted them about it. That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're like pretty good now. Like, it kind of just like ended it there, and like I called him today and wished him a happy birthday, but I was just like, you know what, I'm still gonna hold on to this, and it seems like a good thing to call in the street fight about.
Yeah.
I'll make him smell his piss on this one.
Yeah, that was great.
That's incredible.
Thank you so much. We're gonna go to break. That's a perfect way to go to break.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
You guys have a good one. Thanks.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I mean, that's so tough, and you know, like this person just wants to. They're like, I just want to register that I'm, you know, who I am.
Because this guy's head was filled with this thing for days and days after the visit, and then when he found out he was having another visit, days and days before the new visit, and he just couldn't like handle it, you know.
And he can't find the courage in person to say, I mean, the thing about it is that all of this stuff is nothing to be mad about. I think for a lot of conservative people, they find ways to be upset, like, oh, boys shouldn't be dressing as girls. And it's like, why not? It's fun.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't think that, then you can just have fun. Instead of thinking nobody should be doing this, instead of thinking conservative thoughts of like no one should say fuck, instead of thinking that, you can just laugh at people saying fuck.
Or you can
why would you go down that path?
I mean, you can engage in the conversation, because I truly believe that the politics is what pissed this guy off. Like, he just
absolutely. Well, he just wanted to be a Republican. He's reading online. He's charged up. You know, I mean, he wants to live his politics, you know, and let people know where he stands.
He wants to have the fight that he's having in his head all the time when he watches whatever YouTube videos or reads whatever websites he reads.
He thought that when somebody came into his house and sat on the fucking couch and said, I hate capitalism, that he would be able to be Ben Shapiro.
Yes, but he really was just a coward.
He's like, you want another grilled cheese?
Yeah, and then send an email 2 years later.
Send a fucking hateful email after 2 years of internal fucking hatred.
Well, let's go to break.
All right, we're going to take a break this week for the show's audio. What do we got? False Church. That's who it is. I didn't get a message on this one. Just somebody sent it in. Find them at falsechurch.bandcamp.com. We'll be back after the break. If you're in the queue, we'll get to you. Hang tight. We're Street Fight.
Money coming to me now. Take up the charge, motherfuckers! Fucking go! They hate us, we hate them, and it's not surprise. Say goodnight, Nazis gone, now it's time to die. The struggle has an army, of working class to fight. United and black and brown, standing up for what is right. Super time, evolving, you see a man, talk him, dream, you have a name, you want to love, you wish a God would pick you up. Good shit!
I feel him. I got the devil in my feet. Oh, get me an exorcist. No, look at him.
Send that exorcist away because I got him too and it feels too good to cut it out.
Hail Satan.
The devil is a motherfucking liar. That's the truth. Only way. That's the moment to fucking be. Everybody in this country really only know that. To another one of the sins of another brother. Devil full of demon scream and the family life. Where the whole intensity the whole is overnight.
That mic is hot.
We back?
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to Street Fight Radio. That was Falls Church out of Falls Church, Virginia.
Oh,
Spent
that's
some time
clever.
there. I've seen some shows in Falls Church.
All right.
If you want to hear more of them, go to falsechurch.bandcamp.com, FALSE church.bandcamp.com. If you have music that you want to play on Street Fight Radio, send us an email, streetfightradio@gmail.com. Send us a DM on any of the social media channels. We're at Street Fight WCRS on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. So if you've got a band and you want us to get them out there, we'll play your stuff. So thank you for that. That was some wild shit. You know, more my style than others, but thanks for sending it in. Also, we have available in the Street Fight store stickers, and I've got patches coming soon. If you're watching on the live stream right now, I'm holding it in the air. I just got the first run of Street Fight embroidered patches. That's the standard Anvil logo. We also have, which I haven't done the official announcement, but for this month, for January, we're doing a fundraiser with Nate Bear Art on Instagram. And we're raising money for Gwirls. For the Gwirls is a black trans-led collective that curates parties for money to help out trans people. So forthegwirls.party is the place to check that out, but that's who we're splitting the money with. Nate came up with an amazing Street Fight logo, and it looks awesome. I can't wait to get them. So those are available at store.streetfightradio.com if you want to get in on that pre-order. How's it going, Brian? You ready to take more calls?
I'm good. Let's take some calls.
I did want to say that the winter break for school, I went straight to stay up till 4, wake up at noon sleep schedule. And tomorrow I have to go back.
Oh.
And I don't want to.
Yeah. Gwen doesn't go back tomorrow. She goes back Tuesday, but it's at home until next Monday.
Okay.
And I don't have to get up with her, so
yeah, I have to get up and do stuff and be actively involved. All right, next call.
Tough.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Oh, hey there. It is Jenny from Brooklyn, New York.
What's up? How's it going tonight?
Oh, it is well. I am doing some sewing currently, actually. I'm doing some bag making. I think I called like 2 weeks ago, something like that. Here, you can even hear the sewing machine a little bit. Hear that?
Oh,
yeah, that's sewing.
Yeah, we got stuff going on in the background over here. It's a rainy, dismal night, and normally I would be delivering through Uber, but I decided to just take the night off.
Yeah, just take the night off. Back when I was doing Lyft, it took a lot to get me to take the night off. But man, when I chose to take a night off, it felt so damn good.
It's a good feeling, and it's also, I mean, I don't know how quickly, or not quickly, but like how you check your finances and what have you. But like, I don't know, for whatever reason, like I feel like Ned Flanders, like whenever the New Year's comes around, I kind of just start to get on my taxes real quick and just kind of like take like a sort of like 360 look at like what happened in the previous year. And it was wild because I was doing Caviar, the other delivery service, through most of the summer. They got swallowed up by DoorDash, and then I started doing Uber Eats because it just felt better than DoorDash. And after I looked at all my finances, I made so much less on Uber Eats than I did on Caviar. Caviar was such a better company. I mean, they're a shitty company, but like I just made more money like with them overall.
Yeah, there's I mean that's been the story of the gig economy for years now. Is initially something happens, you know, there you can get food delivered, you can get a car delivered, you can get it, and then there's all this money to be made, and as it goes on, they're like, we have to pay people less to do this, though. You know, they're eventually like, well, we can't pay people, we can't maintain this boom period for very long, and they end up just whittling away all of the benefits of working for them.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of getting this feeling, especially with tech companies, but just sort of like the, little startups like that at writ large, that they're all just sort of this different version of MoviePass. It's not as extreme, not as boom and bust. It's just like, it's very slow. And, it happens over the course of like 5 years instead of like 6 months, which is what happened to their stock price and like everything they owned and everything. I mean, definitely the case in the sense that they're just sort of bleeding money. I mean, Uber very famously, they have like billions of dollars of VC capital behind them, and it just sort of continues to kind of go down the pipes,
Yeah, I think Instacart.
Yeah.
There was a recent article about Instacart that like they never make a profit or something.
How could they not be making a profit now?
Yeah, and there's always some sort. I know that somebody is doing some scamming or milking the system, but there is, the point. You can't make money. That's the point. And to be successful these days, if you on these apps, is not always just making money.
Yeah, you gotta be extremely picky because some stuff is just out of this world. Like, I mean, Popeyes, God bless them. I enjoy their sandwich. I accepted a delivery the other day for this lady, and she got like 2 meals, which is fine because honestly the meals, they're not that big. But she got 2 44-ounce things of High C or like some sort of soda, and it's just sort of like, dude, I'm on a bike. I like that. That's 88 ounces of liquid. That's like almost, what is that? Like I don't know what a liter is over into ounces, but it's a lot of liquid. And it's like, I can't carry it. I can't carry that. So I had to cancel that order. I was just sort of like, no, this can't go down. Like I will absolutely take the short, or I'll go an extra mile if someone is ordering like a petite, just sort of like salad from some place, because you can't fuck up a salad. You can jumble that thing. You can literally toss it, and you're doing the customer a favor.
Yeah, the bike delivery is something they should definitely take into account. Like this cannot be. There's no way this order could be delivered on a bike.
Yeah, it's. I mean, and with Uber Eats, you just have to be super picky, super take advantage of stuff like that. I did have a weird moment the other night where, I mean, it's not even that funny, but like I don't know if there are Wingstops in Ohio.
Yep.
But there are in New York, and I resented Wingstop so much because they were always backed up, and they had these weird, big, sweaty orders, a lot of times with drinks. And like 2 nights ago, I was finally like, you know what? I'm gonna get some boneless wings from Wingstop. I went there, got the food, some of the best chicken wings I've ever had.
Okay.
So good. It was so, I mean, like, and I'm not like a fast food person. Like I will totally cop to the amount of like fast casual that I eat, but I just don't usually eat a lot of things, beyond that. And I was like, this is really good. I could see why people order here all the time.
Yeah, that's why it's always a clusterfuck.
So backed up.
Yeah.
Chicken wings are probably one of the better orders for the apps, because I don't know, it takes a lot more for those to go wrong than, because I mean, breakfast, you never order breakfast on an app.
Somebody
ever.
told me the other day they were ordering Bob Evans, and I'm like, are you fucking crazy? Who would ever throw hash browns in a fucking styrofoam box and have it driven over to them?
Eggs AF.
Ugh.
I'm gonna order. There's a new eggs one in town.
Yeah, there was another eggs one.
I posted it the other day. I will have to find it real quick. Are you going to a lot of ghost kitchens?
Okay. So you're talking, a ghost kitchen is like where it's like not really a restaurant, right?
No physical space. It's just like a commercial kitchen that you pick food up from.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I honestly haven't. I mean, because I know what you're talking about. I've seen these sort of like medium to mini sized food prep, commercial kitchen spaces. Been inside them, but like, I mean, no, not really. Not in New York anyway. I feel like I think the people, honestly, if I were to hazard a guess, I would say a lot of the people who were kind of involved in that industry in New York have already, like, they're just in a weird pirate world where like what they make and how they make stuff, that doesn't even go on taxes. That warrants very little, like, whatever happened to them, because if you had to use a commercial space, it means you didn't necessarily have a really big, retail space or anything like that. And all the retail spaces, they're just kind of clinging on for dear life, doing their thing. And I take that back. Unless you're one of those ridiculous outside stores. I think you guys were talking about that earlier.
Eggs the F out?
So many mini cabins.
Yes.
No, there's like
igloos. We're doing a lot of igloos too.
Oh, dude, we got them all here, baby. We got igloos, we got cabins, so much cellophane. You got weird situations. Some of the weirdest backwards kind of restaurants have the nicest takes, surprisingly enough. Like, they will be the most inside again. And then like all the nicer places, they're just sort of like doing their own thing. They'll put a little bit, they'll put some nice siding on the sort of open cabin situation. And it's always strange because like I always just look at the dudes making the places because they're all just like kind of basic contractors.
Yeah.
And I can feel the sideways glances that they're giving where they're just sort of like, hey, this is inside again. But they're getting paid to, they're getting paid to make these little cabins, so they're just doing it.
Yeah, I think that's more of what it is like, I mean, I'm paid to do it. It seems silly. Hey, I didn't do this because like I'm the project manager. I did this because I'm paid to build a cabin in the bike lane right now.
Yeah, yeah, very much so. If I was in my scam mode right now, I would have my ear to the ground on plywood. Because it's like wood is just expensive now in New York. You can't get as much plywood. Honestly, the year of 2020, that was plywood's year because first you had people boarding up their stores because they were going out of business, and then other people boarded up their stores in the summer when they thought their dumb place was going to get busted into, and now they're making stuff out of that. It was a plywood year. It was a great year for plywood.
Yeah,
it's a great year for plywood and for lease signs and store closing signs. Like if you're selling store closing signs, you're just raking in the cash.
2020 was a ramshackle year.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I walk down the street now and everything's either for lease, for rent, or going out of business. And then, a new sign will be there eventually that'll go out of business. I'm watching all these different types of places open up that should like salons. Hair salon is not something that you open right now.
I'm getting articles too from my like daily Columbus blogs where they're like, they had a dream of opening a salon, so they decided to do it. And then you click on it and they just like, well, there's no, we've been waiting for years to do this and we just thought we would do it now. And it's like, you should adjust though.
You should have waited. Yeah, you should have maybe waited to open your restaurant, your heavy breathing restaurant.
Yeah.
Your heavy breathing factory.
No, there's been some wild business openings here. The ones that have the big sign that are like, we're open. Like they have a kind of weird manic feel.
Yes.
And then the other ones are just sort of like, just clearly some sort of front. Like, it's like too obvious to a point. Like I always ride by this one place that is essentially a copycat of Canada Goose, the very, very high-end, like expensive, down jacket company. And it's just this place called like
Goose Country?
Something Goose Official.
Oh,
Goose. Maybe it is Goose Country. It's like official Goose something, and it's like they're still charging $900, but they already have sales. And I'm like, I hope you're selling good drugs. This is just this is weird.
Yeah, there's a row of clubs in Columbus, like nightclubs, that is downtown where the real estate is a lot more fucking expensive, and they're still open. And I walk by them every day, and I know they're open. And then sometimes, you know, me and my wife take night walks. We go walking at night, and there will be 4 people in these clubs, even before COVID, and they're still fucking open. And I'm just like, how this is a front. Those are fronts. Clubs are fronts almost exclusively.
Oh, it's very weird. I mean, the whole rental thing here has been like completely out of whack. I mean, I have to get a new roommate in like the next couple weeks. Which is a bummer. I mean, you hate it's a weird market for that right now. That was one thing I did want to mention to you guys, though. That was absolutely I mean, it was fascinating to me. There's a resource in New York where you can literally get your rental information on your apartment going all the way back to 1984. And I got the letter from this agency the other day, and the rent in my apartment in Bushwick, Brooklyn in 1984 was $324.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That sounds nice.
Yeah.
You can get a crisp pair of Levi's for $25 too back then.
Well, that was the even funnier part, is that, like, I looked at it and I was just sort of like, okay, Danny, this is okay, whatever, it's 325, you know, it's like that you got to adjust for inflation. Well, the rent apparently at the apartment, it's stabilized. So I do live in a rent stabilized apartment, and it just sort of stayed that way. And this guy lived in this apartment for 30 years. He lived here until 2016. And then another guy moved in, and I moved out shortly after. But when he either moved out or honestly probably died, the rent in 2015 was $795.
Wow.
And I looked at an inflation calculator. $325 adjusted for 2020 inflation is about $795. So his rent stayed the same ostensibly for 30 years, which is just beautiful. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Mine goes up $50 a year.
Never met him. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I mean, in New York, it's goofy. So, like, I live in a stabilized apartment, like I said. So, I signed 2-year leases, and every 2 years it goes up like 2.5%. That's the legal amount that they can raise it. So, like, my rent essentially, by the way, it doubled when he left. It went from $800 to $1,600. Like, so immediately just jumped up.
Of course.
And it's gone from $1,600 to $1,632, and now it's like $1,670, something like that, which is still, for a 2-bedroom in Bushwick, it's just still pretty good overall. But like, yeah, I mean, these resources they're pretty cool. I mean, I don't know how far-reaching they are in like other municipalities and stuff, but if you live in New York, you should definitely look into those kinds of things, because some of the records, they go farther back than you expect.
Yeah, that's interesting information to have too.
I'd love to know what the people before me paid, because my rent went way up. I mean, my neighborhood rent went way up over the years. Like before, like I pay very little for where I live.
Yeah, it's been the same with housing stuff too, because Columbus has really skyrocketed over the last few years. And that, 20 years ago, houses were, 1/3 of the cost of what they are now.
Yeah, I run a financial crime / white collar crime podcast. So like, I think about speculation and this kind of stuff a lot. And honestly, like that's the area of the country that I just feel the worst for, because it's super speculative. You have people who are basically like, we're deciding that Columbus, Ohio is the next big thing, you know, and it might be for other reasons, but a lot of it is kind of getting this sort of same shitty treatment that New York has got. I mean, we have it kind of on a whole different level, because you have Saudi billionaires like buying, you know, the penthouse floor at like 426, you know, Park Avenue. But like out there, it's just sort of this weird leechy mindset from real estate people where they're like, yes, I arbitrarily decide that a house in Columbus, Ohio now costs $300,000 instead of $200,000.
Yeah,
and it's just kind of random and stupid.
Well, when I lived in DC, I mean, on the metro lines, there was a huge campaign for Columbus on there. That was basically like, you know, move to Columbus. It's 6 hours away from DC, and the houses, you know, are 1/3 of the price. And you're right. It is a lot of speculation about, you know, where we are geographically, and now that people can work remotely and over the internet, if you buy a house in a smaller place, your money goes farther, and people are paying less. You know, talking about the degradation of everything. You know, people used to get paid more money for the jobs they do, and now they don't. So if they do it online, it's easier to live in a city like Columbus.
Yeah, and I mean, for everybody who doesn't qualify in those categories, that's still bizarre. Like, I always think about the federal minimum wage is always, that number always blows my mind, because in New York City, it's 15. You know, that's what, I mean, and it's kind of expected because it's a big city. But you never, I just always wonder, just like, man, that is so fucked up and weird that it could actually be as low as like whatever, like $7.80 or $8 an hour. Like, what a fucking, that's awful. You know?
Yeah.
That's a crime against humanity.
Yeah, they would probably, you know, raise it in New York and DC and stuff to a normal rate if it wasn't $7.25 or $8 here. They can say, you know, would you rather live in Ohio where it's $8 an hour? 15 is great. But, you know, our money goes so much further than New York money.
But
yeah,
for what?
Yeah, it's a weird back and forth. I mean, like, if you, and also, yeah, I would definitely agree to that for sure.
Yeah. Well, thanks for calling in. We got a few more to get to. That was interesting. Thank you for calling.
Yeah, and if anybody needs a room in Bushwick, hit up me, Danny Feltz, at Danny Feltz on Instagram.
All right.
Need a roommate.
All right.
Yeah, somebody move in. Somebody normal move in. Yeah. Normal as in street fight normal.
Right.
Yeah. All right, peace.
Yeah.
Danny Feltz. Yeah,
I'd like a street fight roommate, you know?
Sure.
Well, I have one.
Yeah, but you could have more.
Yeah, 4 or 5 of them. Make a little more money.
Rent that room out when Gwen's gone.
No, I was gonna say that's my room. That extra room.
Oh,
you
really?
know? No, we're moving
Like your
when
fainting
Gwen's
room?
gone to a 2-bedroom.
You're gonna
Get out of here.
Cut it down.
We're downgraders, man. We're trying to pay less rent. Move to a different part of town, pay less rent. Be nice.
All right.
Living large.
You want to pay less rent?
I do.
But if you can afford this much rent with less rooms, you get more.
And well, that might be something we consider. I mean, you know my wife. I'm not going to be the one picking this thing.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. Fair. All right, last call.
All right, let's do it.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Hey, is this me?
This is you. What's up?
Hey, John Deere from right around where the LSD kids are from.
Ah, okay. Nice. Well, what's going on tonight?
Not much. I got a small business tyrant story.
Go for it. Let's hear it.
This guy, he was kind of I don't know, he was like kind of would put like entrepreneur in his bio.
Ah.
And he did a bunch of these like, color run things and all that kind of weird stuff, like saying he's raising money for charity, and
Oh no.
some of the charities never really got their money. But
I want to say this. I'm serious about this. I think you might at least be the third caller that's worked for an entrepreneur that does fun runs. So it's like that whole field seems like some real scumbags run those companies.
yeah, he's not the nicest guy. But he all those went away, and he blamed it on some like terrorist attacks or something. I don't remember what he was talking about. But
Oh, really? So the fun run stopped because of terrorism, he said?
yeah, that's one of the things he blamed it on. But he started a roofing company. And I started working for him for his roofing company. And I just started as a parts runner, basically just picking stuff up and running it to jobs. And, it's pretty chill. I'm just driving around in a truck all day, tossing a couple bundles of shingles to the crews when they need them. But I have a lot of experience kind of doing construction and stuff, and he was like, oh, we got some repair guys, but when you can get some repairs under your belt, we'll start paying you more and, giving you, we'll give you a raise, and, we'll start paying you even more for the repairs that you do. So I started going out on some repairs and helping some of the guys, because some of the project managers they had didn't really know about roofing. They just spoke Spanish, because that's all basically what the crew spoke. And so I started helping out, and then it was slow in the winter, but I'm still doing repairs. And I was telling them like, hey, you said when I start doing this, I'm going to get a raise. I've been doing this for like a month. Can we get that raise? And he just straight up laughed in my face. He said, no way.
No fucking way. Roofing is not what I thought it was.
Cool your heels, Buckaroo.
He probably I'll bet you he thought roofing was like a really stable thing to get into after doing the fun run stuff. The fun run stuff freaked him out a little bit. He's like, maybe I'm not a promoter. I'll go into a business that's easier, a fun run business. I'll go into a fun run business or a roofing business. I see plenty of roofing trucks all over town. It must be profitable.
Oh yeah, he was always talking about how like all the roofing things that like the people who sold the roofing materials, they have these things, they'd be like, oh yeah, there's always roofs that need to be replaced and stuff like that. He'd always talk about that.
Right, but people don't. Here's the problem with that logic. People also don't like getting their roofs replaced. Like, people don't like to spend the money to get the roof replaced. So yes, many people need their roof replaced, much like I need new tires on my car. Like, I really need new tires on my car. I don't want to spend the money to get new tires on my car. So the tire companies are not making anything off of my need for tires on my car, and it's I have to imagine that it's the same thing for like any kind of home contracting work, like, yes, fucking there are tons of Yeah, there are fucking tons of people that need new gutters on their fucking house, but those fucking people don't want to pay to get new gutters on their house. And it's the same thing with roofs. It's not like a bulletproof business plan, I mean,
yeah, so the other thing he would do is he'd always talk about the whatever like business entrepreneur book he was reading at the time. And like he would bring us in, have these meetings and talk about like, like I was reading this thing. It's not, you don't need to pay your employees more. You just need to have them have like more perks and certain things. And he was saying something like, so it called something like hygiene principles or something. But I was like, I'm not making enough money to where the other stuff is better.
Hey,
I'd like more money at this point.
Hey, I was reading that you don't feel like you need more money. You would like a pool table at the office.
Yeah, I would say, what a fucking fool. You're not supposed to say that to the people. Like when you and your managers read your books that say you don't have to pay them anything, you can just do a pizza party instead. You don't say that out loud.
They should maybe make a note in those books, though.
Yeah.
Like, don't tell them
Yeah,
this.
in case you were thinking about sharing with... In case you were thinking about telling them that they don't really want money, don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah. This guy's great. I mean, laughing at you when you ask for a raise and then saying you don't need money is ultimate, like, hubris, you know? Did you leave him fucked when you quit?
Oh yeah, I basically that day, I came home, told my wife I probably applied for 10 jobs that night and got several interviews. Now I work for the parks department here, so
that's
pretty chill.
Yeah, they're not going to go out of business.
No, that's an upgrade.
No.
Have you kept up to what this guy's up to?
Recommend that to everyone. If you can get on a parks department job, get a parks department job.
I've heard that, actually. I know that, like, I knew a couple guys that were trying to get on at the parks department because they said sometimes you get to just sleep at the park in your truck, you know? And those people probably didn't know. Maybe.
Yeah, probably not.
Because they're just cable guys thinking like, well, the grass is always greener on the other side. It's like, buddy, we can sleep in our trucks at this job.
Yeah, some of us are actually sleeping at this very job. You just need the courage to sleep.
Yeah. I slept on my goddamn couch when I was a cable guy. Just go home and take a nap. Maybe that's why I'm not like a great long haul worker. Maybe that's why, like, I have to do the 1.5 hour, 3 hours, 4-hour bursts because I spent so many years taking naps while I was at work. I need them. I need the nap.
Yeah,
you know?
You're just accustomed to them.
Well, that's very good. Fuck that guy. I say.
Yeah, he kind of sucks.
Yeah, congratulations on moving on. Thanks for calling in.
All right, thank you.
I love everything about you. All right. Well, that's the show.
That's Street Fight Radio.
Oh, you can get home a little early tonight.
Yeah.
Get a naparino.
Go to bed.
We'll probably have a guest next week. You think?
Yeah. The Shock Jock stream worked pretty well, and now we can do call-ins with a guest, like a virtual guest.
Yeah, we're gonna get guests back in the call-in show. We're gonna get new blood answering phone calls and
to see what all y'all have to say about us.
Yeah.
Things.
All right. Well, have a good night, everybody.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to Street Fight Radio. Please, if you want the show to continue, buy stuff at store.streetfightradio.com. We've got stickers, we've got magnets, we've got embroidered patches, we've got t-shirts, we've got all your heart's desire. Other than that, if you want to watch bonus content from us, that's available at patreon.com/streetfightradio, where if you sign up today for just $5, and you don't even get charged until the 1st. Like, if you sign up today, you're not going to get charged until February 1st. And for $5, you get access to Holy Boys, to March Madness, to Teen Fight Radio, to Shocktober, to all of that. Buttfest, too. Buttfest is happening and coming soon.
Get motivated with me and Brett. We're gonna look into some motivational speakers.
Change Brian's mind,
and then
I think Brian just hasn't read the right stuff, and I want him to get motivated and get on this, awaken the giant within, like I have.
And I just decided this week, but the probably chances are the one after this, after Get Motivated, Brett. Heat O'Brien Unleashed.
Okay.
I am going to do a show about real sex, taxi cab confessions, Red Shoe Diaries, and all of that stuff.
I cannot imagine you.
Yeah.
How are you going to do that and not talk about your own dick?
Heat O'Brien Unleashed.
You're going to talk about your own dick.
I don't know what I'm going to talk about
What, you
yet.
done with it?
I know for a fact that I will have Jamie Peck as a guest. She wants to come on and talk about real sex. And I have multiple people saying they'll come on and talk about real sex.
So they'll talk about the sex and you'll just...
I'll just be like, oh, those penis puppets were... I mean, I posted... So what happened was somebody was like... said something about real sex. And I was like, I'm like tempted to do a mini series on HBO's Real Sex because that was like such a formative thing for me.
Oh, it's huge.
Even when I was
those
a kid.
free weekends. Wasn't those free weekends on HBO on the cable, and you would just stay up till 1 a.m. to watch Real Sex.
Searching through the TV guide for when Real Sex was going to be on or when Taxi Cab Confessions was going to be on, and then always being let down by what it ended up being.
Well, not let down, but you're just I guess because I was a kid at the time. Sex is way more grisly and gross, and the people involved are not like ideal people. That's what I think that I liked about the most about Real Sex and Taxi Cab Confessions. It wasn't like models.
Yeah, no, it was just regular ass motherfuckers
Stretch
saying
marks,
gross
blemishes,
shit.
fucking
Just
psoriasis, all of it.
saying the grossest stuff too, or like puppetry of the penis
That
was
was
one,
fun.
and
I
it was
liked
just
the
like
penis puppets.
Yeah, I'm gonna do
I'm gonna do a hamburger. I'll switch that into a Loch Ness monster.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna do a bat wing from there.
I posted about it, Brett, and the response I got about saying I'm tempted to do a mini series about real sex. The response I got was like nothing short of like, you have to do a mini series about real sex.
I mean, I love Real Sex because I think it opened me up to like anything goes. I think it was like a freeing experience to just say, do whatever you like that makes you come.
No,
like everybody, some people get like vacuum packed into fucking latex.
Yeah.
And that's what they do. And that's great. Like it's awesome that everybody gets to fuck around like this.
Dude, it made me think that every adult was doing stuff like that.
Yeah, that happens.
Like it
pony parties with like, butt plugs that have horse tails on them and shit.
Yeah, it
Getting
really
ridden
did.
around the backyard.
It was just like, what is my thing gonna be when I'm an adult? What
You felt anxious? Yeah. It's so funny. I felt confident. I'm like, what is going to be my sexual kink? What is this going to be?
When
I was talking, because we were talking about like kids and growing up and how when I was 18, like I bought erotic dice. Like, I just thought that was like, you're grown now. Like, you make sexual decisions, and sometimes you just got to roll some dice to figure out what you're going to do. Like, there was this pressure, and then, like, when you get to this age, it's just like, I mean, the regular old sex is just great.
It works fine.
Make it fast and make it fun, and then we're done. And then that's all I need. I've had a long-ass day.
Yeah.
But when you're younger, you do have, like, a very big... there's a lot of anxiety that you build up about it and what's coming and who you're going to be, and like you have to feel like you have to pick a persona sexually.
Am I gonna be a pony person? Yeah. Am I gonna do puppetry of the penis? Am I the latex thing? Somebody sent me a picture of the latex thing where the guy's just laying like straight down and they're just with pinned down
a straw in their
with
mouth.
A straw. Yes.
Yeah. I remember there was like it looks like I don't even know.
Looks like a big condom to me.
Yeah,
but
it's like
square.
Screen printing. I don't know. It's two big, large latex like canvases.
Yeah.
That you get smashed into. Then they hook an air compressor into it, sucks all the air out, and you're just breathing through a straw. And someone's rubbing on your wiener and then closing the straw off.
No, I don't think they touch your wiener.
Well, that's part of it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, advanced stuff. That's what I was. Well, I guess that's what I was interested in.
Well, that's what bothered me too. Was like sometimes they'd be like, they don't even touch your wiener, and I'm like, what are you even doing then?
Right.
I didn't. Like I said, those shows made me think that like that kind of sex was something
All the
that
time.
just happens to you. The same way people tell you you're going to have a kid and you're not going to think all your shenanigans were so cool.
Right.
You know what I mean? Which didn't happen with me either. But like, I always believed that was going to happen. Like, you know, my parents were like, you're going to ground your kid when you get older. You don't understand it now. I thought that was something like that. It was HBO was telling me that when I get older, I was going to dress like an adult baby and sit in a playpen. You know what I mean? Or just there was going to be something. And it's a thing that happens when you become an adult and you've had sex. I probably thought, well, once you've had sex 100 times, then it gets boring and you start having to do different stuff. So yeah, that's going to be a cool mini series. It'll be after Get Motivated, but Get Motivated is for people that like the idea of me listening to things I don't like. This is worse than the Shock Jocks. This is actually, for me,
we're gonna do self-help. We're gonna let you listen to Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad, which I've read. Also, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, which I've read. Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins, which I've read. So yeah, I was thinking also update. We can do the 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss, maybe.
Okay.
You also mentioned Gary V, possibly.
Well, Gary V, because my daughter knows who Gary V is, I thought it would be interesting to talk about it because I mean he very obviously has to be the biggest guy now. If 16-year-olds know him,
right,
he's got to be the biggest guy out there.
Sure.
Now she said kids at her school, boys at her school are very into Gary V.
They're trying to flip baseball cards to make money to get.
Yeah. So yeah, and I'm gonna listen to the books. I'm gonna look for them speaking and try to find some YouTube clips. But and Brett loves these guys.
I do love. I want to revisit a lot of this. I'm preemptively though. I'm mad about how you're going to like sour this whole thing for me.
Oh, that's my job. I think I said this to Katie yesterday where we were talking about the upcoming miniseries, and I said, you know, the Get Motivated one is going to be miserable to me, and she's like, why? And I was like, because I don't like being motivated. I don't want somebody to tell me that it's my fault that things aren't going well for me. Or like somebody just being relentlessly positive.
Or someone tell you that you're in charge of your own life.
I think it's just being relentlessly positive bugs the fuck out of me.
That's not what it always is.
But that's in my mind. See, then if it's not that, then that's not going to be a issue. That'll be something that we discuss on the show, right? But like in my mind, it's these guys that are like super positive guys who are like, you know, you got to do this, you got to do that. And, you know, if you just have the right mental space, then, you know, and all this stuff, right? And like, I don't like that for some reason. Like, I've always just been a guy that's just like, I don't know. I read a lot of theory back when I was in college, and I liked it because it was telling me why I was miserable.
Sure. Telling you it's out of your control. There's nothing you can do. The world is orchestrated in a way that will make you feel bad.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. But I've never, and maybe I will like this. I'm open-minded anytime I go into one of these things. You know, if anybody that listened to Holy Boys knows that, like, I was very open-minded with the mega pastors. Carl Lentz almost turned me into a Christian. So who knows? I try to be very
he wore
fair.
Supreme or what?
No, the way he talked, he was on Charlemagne. And I listened to this interview with him on Charlemagne, and the stuff he was saying was like some of the things that I think about as the reason I have anxiety, right? Like the way he was talking about, like, you're borrowing problems from the future. You're worried about things that haven't happened, that may never happen. You know, it's the stuff my therapist talks to me about. And I was vulnerable when I was listening to it. And I was just kind of sitting there like, he's fucking right, man. I'm not thinking right. I'm way off. And
Christ
then
will straighten that up.
yeah. Well, what would happen was then they would bring up Jesus, and I'd be like, okay, well, I just can't. I can't do Jesus. I can't do ghosts. I can't do Jesus. I can't do demons. You know. So like,
give me that good old theory that makes me feel bad.
Yeah, I like things that make me feel bad, and movies with guns.
Okay,
those are the things I like.
Gun movies make you feel good.
They do. Oh God, I'm gonna go home and watch The Mandalorian when I leave, and I'm just gonna be miserable. See,
they do guns in there.
Yeah, they have little blasters. Pew pew. And here's the thing about The Mandalorian: I don't like it. I'm gonna go home and fucking watch it, and it's gonna make me feel bad. But I'm gonna watch it. Every minute of it.
Episodes of this have you watched?
I've watched 9 episodes of it so far. I've only spent 9 hours with it.
Not too much.
Yeah. Oh, I've been talking. I was, you know, the Trump tweet about Diet Coke. I brought this up to you on New Year's Eve. The who cares? I'll still drink that garbage anyway.
Yes.
That's how I feel about this WandaVision show that's coming on Disney Plus, because I'm gonna watch it all. And I don't think I find the Scarlet Witch and Vision to be the least interesting characters in the Marvel movies. And it's a show all about them. And I'm just like, I gotta fucking see it, man. I don't know.
Yeah, that is one of those moments where like comic book geeks on forums created enough of a spark to convince them to waste money on that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that came through in the movies, that they were the likable or worthy of a show.
Yeah. Well,
and especially this weird 1950s twist on it or whatever that is. That's just so not necessary.
Yeah. It seems very not for me. And I'll just watch the whole thing.
Yeah, I can't imagine you liking it.
It's the same thing I did with Sons of Anarchy. I've explained this about Sons of Anarchy. I watched it and I liked it for 2 seasons. It went on for, I think, another 5. But I felt like I had watched 2 seasons. And that I had to see it through till I got to 5.
Yeah.
Or till I got to the 7th season.
You're honorable. I mean, you followed all the way through. I mean, if someone takes you on a ride, you go to the end.
But I hate it.
I give up. I will watch 20 minutes of a show and be like, this is never going to be for me. And anybody that likes it, I'm going to oppress them.
Yeah. I mean, I think like to bring it back to the motivation thing, I am like a negative person, which isn't the best personality trait, but I'm the type of person. No, I'm just saying I'm the type of person that would rather feel bad than motivate what I consider motivated. I do consider myself a semi-motivated guy. I mean, we built this thing. You know what I mean?
Not through motivation, no.
Well, no, not through motivation, but it took work. I had to do stuff.
Yeah, that's not
to
the
get
same.
here.
I mean, complaining about your success is not the same as being motivated.
Yeah, no. I'm saying that, like, I'm not saying the complaining about the success. I'm saying that, like, if it could be considered a success, it's because I was motivated to make it a success. Like, I did a lot of stuff that was so far out of my comfort zone to get to where we are.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as a matter of attitude goes, they're saying you can enjoy yourself along the way, and you're resistant. You're resistant to the idea that you can enjoy yourself and be proud. Like,
that's true.
Yeah.
You're right.
That's a different type of motivation.
I agree. I agree with you.
I agree, but I also think, like, I've listened to a lot of motivational stuff, and I also actually feel the same way. I feel guilty that I, like, when we were talking to Labor Lifts earlier tonight, to use sales tactics against people that are angry at the government or whatever it may be. Like, my motivation is to consider more of them to do a monthly subscription. Like that's where all of my motivations rely for my job or what I do, what I'm best at. Like, I want to do the show and make it the best, but there's also this business aspect of life that really spoils all the fun.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it, though, is that, like, there are probably steps we could take to have made this thing a more mainstream sort of thing. I don't know if we get where we are if we do that.
Sure.
but there are that like you can say that like the business part of it is a drag, but like I also think that like there is a certain amount of like you admire like punk artists that made their living doing their music and didn't really sell out.
MF Doom. That's why he's a hero forever.
Yeah, I admire anybody who did, and my goal is to not sell out, to not be doing things that aren't creative specifically for money.
But I don't think that a motivation isn't about that. Like I don't think that it means that you have to sell out. It means that you should live your own life and not feel bad. Like I think that most of the motivational stuff is never feel bad. Yeah. And I have these like niggling thoughts in the back of my mind that make me feel bad about who I am. Yeah. And like the motivational rhetoric is something that just says, keep going.
Yeah.
You know, like I feel bad because I'm trying to make, you know, $12,000 a month from Patreon, pay for you, pay for me, pay for Jacob's life, pay for Jason, pay for all the people that do all this stuff. Like I feel bad about it. Like it makes me stressed at the end of the day, but I think the motivation should be that that's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
It's a good problem to have, like, you know, 3,000 people that want to support what we do.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a really great problem. I just found out
But when you're there, it's like you really just, there needs to be a moment to feel bad because you have to feel bad.
Yeah. For me, feeling bad is like just,
you got to flip that to the 49% of the time.
I agree. I know what
feeling
you're
bad should be 49% of the time.
Yeah. It sounds love feeling bad. It's just, or maybe I'm just used to feeling bad. Yeah.
You shouldn't.
Yeah.
It's not helping you.
I know, man. Trust me. All right, that's the show.
Thanks for listening to Street Fight. We're gonna get motivated. Peace.